So hi guys, welcome to my channel update of sorts. How are you all? I'm just back from London. Well, I got back yesterday morning, managed to get the overnight Friday night coach. So I got home yesterday, which just meant I could spend some time with my cats and clean the car today for the MOT tomorrow. Let's hope it's cheaper than the last couple of years. And I just spent the afternoon in bed watching TV with the cats, which was lovely. And I don't care if anyone says you're lazy. So I am going to tell you all about what's happened in the last 3 weeks and what's coming up in the next few weeks, which reminds me I haven't loaded up my spreadsheet. So hello to Lord Peter Webster. He says, hi, Penny. And David JM has just come in and said, evening, Penny. How are you both? So I'll do all the boring stuff first, because I'm going to make it no secret. I am eventually going for monetization on the channel, and I want to use that. I don't want to live off YouTube, but I just like to be able to use whatever I get from YouTube and plow it back into the channel. So we have got 4 more weeks, including this week, until I break for Christmas. Christmas is nearly with us. One parcel that came this week, which I can't show you, is the gauntlet, because I just got straight in there. I opened it and I filmed it. I'm going to be really, really busy this next week doing my new desk, which is going over where you can't see it. So I need to kind of get as much done on the computer. I'll still make the computer usable just in case. I've still got to film hopefully the last episode of the Mosquito. I'll show you that in a bit because you are completely caught up on it. So what I have here is exactly what you've seen being built. So I can show you that without spoiling anything. So my channel, I am got in the last 28 days. I don't know if these figures are good or not. 2.9 thousand views, which is 2.2k more than usual. I've got 292 hours of watch time, which is 222 more than usual. And I've got 7 new subscribers in the last 28 days, which I'm happy with if I can just get a couple a week. But it says it's 42% less than the previous 28 days, which is fair enough. So my best videos for the last 28 days, I always thought my scale models were doing the best. But my best at the moment is my Warhammer issue 14 and 15, followed by the Chill, Craft and Share on the 13th of November. That's obviously the influence of Natasha, isn't it? Third best is the Warhammer Storebringer 11 and 12. Coming in fourth is me Mosquito Part 7, which was the priming and the painting. And I loved that video. That's the one where I painted all of the camouflage on it. And that was so much fun. I really enjoyed that. It's the first RAF camouflage model that I've done. And on the basis of that, I think I want to do more because it really was fun. And then my 5th most popular video has been the Ecto 1 building with guest, which I've got something to update you on that. but we'll be doing more of that this week. In terms of earning, I'm still a long way before I could start earning anything. I have enough subscribers to hit the first level of monetization. My public watch hours seem to have gone down. I'm on 1,398. I need to hit 3,000 or 3 million views on shorts. I'm actually going to be looking at doing shorts. What I'm thinking about doing is when I release a video, I'll make a little short of it and then release that. And we'll see if that helps. And once I hit 3,000 public watch hours, then I can do memberships. I don't know what I think of memberships, actually. Asking you to pay however many quid a month just to support the channel. But it does mean I can do super chats and things like that. So if someone wants to donate to the channel directly, well, I say directly, apparently I only get 60%. But that's what I'm watching. Anyway, that's the boring stuff over with. So we've got a new hotel manager in the hotel in London, which is significant news for me because obviously I do a lot of my model making in the hotel, which means I actually have 3 suitcases. I have one which I use all my model gear, put my model gear in, and that goes into the hotel storeroom when I go. I have my personal suitcase with all my stuff that generally goes to the hotel half empty and then it comes back full, because obviously I buy stuff and get stuff when I'm in London. And then I have a small suitcase which has just my work clothes in, which I leave that at the hotel when I come home on holiday, but I bring it with me when I have me 3 weeks in Scotland. Anyway, the reason it's significant is she's still sympathetic to me having more bags than your average person. So my suitcases are still at the hotel and they will continue. Nice hotel manager, actually. She's got this problem that, well, it's not really a problem. She loves it. She's very, very young. She's a hotel manager. I think she's about 24. She's gone to university and done hotel-y learning stuff, but she has actually worked her way up. She's worked as a receptionist and she's worked her way to hotel management. And because I know, especially in my job, if my manager can't do the job that I can do, i.e. he doesn't have a bus driving license, how can I respect him telling me what to do when he can't do the job himself? So obviously she can do the job that she's telling people to do. So yeah. Anyway, that's all that boring bits. But right, let's do a cat because you've all been going mad on the chat. So evening, Peter from David JM. Hi, David JM from Peter Webster. Mark Fit says hello all. How are you, Mark? Dominique says evening. I will be ordering the Lightning next week. My money priorities at the moment is going on my cat and my car and my desk. My car MOT is due tomorrow. If I cannot get it through the MOT this week, I will have no car for when I come back and work at Scotland. And it's a 40-mile daily commute to work, so I have to have that car done. The cat needs to be spayed because she's coming to that age. And I've got to work on the desk. Now I've spent 350 quid on wood. I need to make sure I've got all the tools and everything to finish it. But I wanted the desk done 2 or 3 holidays ago, and there's always been something's come up to stop me from doing it. Just bear with me 1 sec. I'm just going to hit the mute button. Sorry, guys, I do apologise for that. I bought, when I went to Lidl's today, I bought some brownies, and I don't just buy brownies for me, I'll buy them for the lodger as well. Right, Lord Peter Webster says, hi, Mark. Lord Peter Webster says, hi, Dom. Hi, Lord Peter. Hi, Lord Peter Webster. David JL, Mark Fit. This is the obligatory hellos, isn't it? Hello, pennies and all in chat. Hi, Manuel. Hi, MP Model Plastic. Hi, Dominique. Hi, Lord Peter. Hi, MP. Hi, David JM. And I think we are now caught up with chat. So, yes. So I'll do all my unboxings in a bit. I've got some exciting stuff. Well, some exciting stuff and some boring stuff. But so where are we up to? So tomorrow is a very sad day. Very sad day tomorrow. It is the final build video of the fire truck. After the video comes out tomorrow at 6, there is no more building. I still have to film the show and tell. I'm getting my camcorder out and I'm showing you the completed model. So that will come out on the 27th of November. But tomorrow is the last build of the fire truck. So very sad day. Tuesday, we've got the Warhammer coming out. Now, they have been filmed. I haven't filmed... Right. I say I haven't filmed anything for after Christmas. I actually have, but I'll come to that. So I've still got to film Warhammer issue 23 and 24 for the 19th of December. That will be the last Warhammer before Christmas. The Eddie Stobart has been filmed. Issue 106 hasn't been filmed because that one's scheduled to come out in the new year. I now have 4 more issues of the Eddie Stobart. The Gauntlet has now, as of this morning, has been filmed all the way up to Christmas. And I tried a new little idea. It's only a little idea. What I do is I film each episode as though it's just that little block. And I try not to talk about next week, and I don't try to talk about previous issue. And then I can look at the length of each clip. And if I need to put 2 videos together, I can look at 2 videos that, like if you've got 2 4-minute videos and the next one is 20 minutes, I can put 2 4-minute ones together. So when from next week, you'll see a little bit of blending, a little bit different. I'm just keep trying new things. RoboCop came out last week, issue 6. I have not received the next issues. I looked and they were dispatched last week. Let me double check. It does actually give me a dispatch date. Now, sorry about this. I should have had this ready. Come on. Why is my Wi-Fi gone slow? It's because I'm on streaming, isn't it? I'm convinced my phone goes slow when V's cooking. Absolutely convinced. Right. So the Marvel I've received, I don't know when it came because obviously I've been away for 3 weeks. That was shipped on the 6th of November. So that was shipped less than, let me have a look at this. 6, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that was with me in less than 9 days. Bearing in mind, I got home Saturday morning. It could have come Monday, but let's say it came Friday. So that's 9 working days. The Ecto 1 was shipped on the 14th. That hasn't arrived yet. And the RoboCop was shipped on the 16th. That hasn't arrived yet. So that was shipped Thursday. So if that doesn't come by Saturday morning might be tight. So what the call I'm going to make is if that doesn't come by Friday, I'm making an apology video on the Saturday. There is going to be no RoboCop video this week anyway. I've already declared that there'll be no video. I wasn't sure if there was going to be 4 or 5 issues. Turns out there's going to be 4 issues. and that was due to come out the 1st, 8th, 15th and 22nd of December. So I'm just, if it doesn't come by Friday, I'm just going to forget RoboCop until the new year, because I can't see the point in bringing one video out and then taking a break for Christmas. But yeah, but I filmed the gauntlet today. I am loving that gauntlet. From next week, I'm referring to it as part work porn. And the reason I refer to it like that is because some of the pieces that you put together, it just goes in, you get that little satisfying click, and when you put it in, you go, oh, that goes in really nice. So it's, you know how they refer to Marks and Spencer's as food porn. The gauntlet is part work porn. It really is. It just goes really nice. So yeah, so the RoboCop may not happen anymore this year. Scale models. So I've got to work on 2 videos for the Mosquito. Issue 9 is going to come out the 2nd of December. That's going to get filmed this week. And then the final look is easy enough because that's just looking at it. But I reserve the right to use that final look as finishing it off. I have one issue, one problem, and I think this is all my fault. And I'm going to show you some magic. See how quickly I changed that screen? I'm using virtual cameras and I'm highlighting. So I've noticed here there's some silvering. It's not hugely significant. And if you look on the whole, the way that these have conformed, I think I mean, look at those tiny rivets there. I'm sorry about the focus, guys. But you see how they've conformed, really. And these are Tamiya decals, which are quite thick. And they've conformed really nice. But what I think that's a water bubble. I think I didn't clear the water out properly. But see, I thought where there'd be silvering, and there is a tiny, tiny bit, is around. Let me get the focus in. Is around. I don't think that's going to focus. Come on. Come on. Right, there we go. So I thought it was going to go there, and it has a little bit. But I think if I chuck a load of decal setting solution and just pop that with a knife, I think we can get rid of that. But it's not the end of the world if it doesn't, because that's quite experimental, because I'm doing so many things I've never done on that Mosquito. Right, so let me do a catch up with the chat. I can't remember where we are. If I missed the comments, I apologize. Hello MP, hello David JM. So Chris Davis hobbies, I've ordered 2 models. Hi Chris, hi Peter, how's you? What you got? Nice, Chris. I'm good, Chris. How you doing? So VW Samba, I like that model. It looks really good, but I can't help thinking I could do a scale model of it. That'll save me a lot of. I mean, I've got the skills to do a scale model, and they're expensive. Infinity Gauntlet. So this is Eagle Moss. Their Black Friday deal is 20% off the entire subscription. And there was one I was looking at, I was very, very tempted to do, but I've got no space for it in my schedule. I've penciled in ET to start on a Monday, start on the 8th of January, and that will put me back up to 5 part work bills a week, plus scale models, plus I've got another plan. Oh, guys, I'll be back in a second. Hopefully I got something I can show you. Bear with me. Sorry about that, guys. I bought something in London that I was going to bring back with me, but it's, oh, I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it is. So years ago, I started the, forgotten the spec of it, the bus, the Airfix bus. I want to say B1 bus. It's gone out of my head. Anyway, I put it to sort of bed. Yeah, help self, help self. I've been eating your bread. Sorry, Lodge has asked me if he can eat your bread, and I said, well, yeah, I'm eating yours. So, oh God, if you can remember the bus, tell me. Anyway, so I did it when I was in Newport. Now I've moved 3 or 4 times since then, and it's got lost and broken and all the rest of it. And I've been looking for the kit, and the best I can find it for is about 35-40 quid on eBay. Now I'm the kind of person that when I go out, I just pop in charity shops, very rarely buy anything. I go, you know, you get that 1 in 20 charity shops where something's there that's, you know, it could be a magazine, it could be a toy that you can reuse or something. So imagine my surprise when I went into the charity shop and they've got the full unopened plastic of the bus minus the instructions, which I can download and scale, mates. 5 quid. I'm like, I'm having that. Even I actually forced them to take 6 quid off me. I couldn't do it for a fiver. So that's coming to the channel at some point, and I want to get that out on the channel. I'm in a dilemma. I want to do the ochre, is it ochre version, which is a wooden one, and I can't figure out the color call outs for the Airfix bus. So I was kind of going to use the ochre one as reference because the color call outs are fantastic. But I want to do the Airfix before I do the ochre because the ochre's a lot better and it's all nice and it's wooden. And I'm actually considering changing the Eddie Stobart day to a different day. And then maybe we can have Wooden Wednesday or something like that. And I'm looking at some of their models. They're really nice. But yeah, that Samba apparently is a really nice build. The Infinity Gauntlet is a fantastic build. I can see that some people will get frustrated because you get these large parts at the beginning, and I mean I've now been working on the index finger. Is it 9? Let me have a look at the listing. I can't remember what part the index is. Yeah, I've just done index finger part 8. And I think that's going to go to about 11 parts, looking at how they're doing it. But it's a wonderful build. It really is good. Right, so Chris, I lost my cursor. Where's that gone? I've got 3 screens and my cursor's gone missing. It's on one of the screens. I think the trackables day. Right, so good, thanks, Peter. Hello, Chris. Cool fan home deals. Yeah, some good deals. Hi, Chris. Yeah, it was Black Friday. And hi, David JM. And hi, MP Model Plastics. Smith B says hi, Penny. Smith B says hi, all. Hi, Smiths. Hi, Smith Beads. You will love the VW, Chris. I'm on issue 102 so far. Only 23 left. I've seen the videos for the VW. I've seen the videos for the VW and will love it. To be fair, it'll suit me down to the ground. It's an awesome build, Chris. Thanks. Afternoon from Atlanta, Georgia. Everyone ready for Thanksgiving? Right, Kenneth, help me out here. When I keep forgetting when Thanksgiving is. Now, I can usually work Thanksgiving out from Black Friday and vice versa. I think Thanksgiving is the 3rd or 4th Thursday in November, and Black Friday is the following day. But because everyone's doing Black Friday week, Black Friday month, Black Friday starts in November, I can't remember when Thanksgiving is anymore. McDonald's are doing a sort of Christmassy thing in November. Amazon, don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for Amazon because I've saved a lot of money, but they've got Black Friday week running from the 17th to the 27th. Now, I haven't got a degree in maths, but that don't sound like a week to me. That sounds like 10 days, possibly even 11 if you work it out. So, yeah, and then someone else is doing a Black Friday, and someone else's Black Friday will start after someone else's has finished, and I don't know. It used to be you saved your money up for November, you had Thanksgiving if you're in America or you're an American family. The next day you have Black Friday. In fact, when I was very young, we didn't even have Black Friday in America, in Britain, because it was an American thing. It's another thing that the British have adapted, and they don't do it as well as, at least in America, you get punch ups and people go to hospital. That's a proper Black Friday, if you ask me. In Britain, it's, oh, I'm ever so sorry. No, you go first. It's, you know, and you're saving 10%. So, yeah. So Chris Davis, thanks, Peter. And yeah, it looks awesome. Hi, Kenneth. How you doing? David JM, cause low to chat. Look, hello, Kenneth. We'll be building them live on my channel when I get them. Dominique says, yeah, I also bought a model today. Star Wars X-Wing Fighter. Unbelievable. And I'm also working on Warhammer now, Tower Empire. They're nice. I don't know what they play like, but they're nice. I quite like Necrons because I quite like their weapons. You can do them green and then you highlight them with yellow and it makes them look like they're actual phasers. Where are we up to? MP model plastic. I'm finishing the Fiat Topolino 135 Bronco. Nice. You will find yourself craving the next pack, VW, Chris. It's addictive. Awesome, Peter, and I can't wait. I love watching you build the gauntlet, Penny. I wouldn't do the build as I know nothing about it. Lord, you learn. I mean, I have a very, very basic knowledge of Marvel in the sense that I've watched the films and enjoyed the films, but I'm certainly not geeky about it. But every magazine has some information. I tend to not show the information on the channel because if someone's buying the magazine for the info, I don't know why you would buy it just for the info, and I'm showing that on my channel, then they don't need to buy the magazine. So I'm doing the company out of money. If I show you the instructions, that's fine. You cannot follow those instructions without something to build with. So I'm not robbing the company out of money. Revel release the Mercedes 300 SL. I'm looking at doing a new kit. I'm not going to do it on stream. But Paul ISM is doing a group build and it just has to have a number in it. And I'm thinking, do you know what? There might be an opportunity there for me to try doing a bike or something, maybe a car. But it's wide open. Normally he's quite specific. But you could do a Focke-Wulf 190. It's got a number in it. So, you know, the only thing you can't do is like Spitfire Mark 13 doesn't actually count. Lord Peter Webster, I spent over 3,000 this month so far and not finished yet. I don't think I'm far behind you, Peter. I feel like I've been saving so much money and I've just been spending it. I'm trying not to spend, but I'm spending it on relevant stuff. Right, I get lost in translation with Warhammer. Ain't got a clue. Don't worry about it. When I was new to Warhammer, I knew nothing and I just focused on a little bit, and then you buy a few books, you buy a few stories, and you kind of get there. I've been doing Warhammer 20 odd years, so you know. Right, so shall we look at what the postman's brought me this 3 weeks? No, you're not interested. Okay, no, of course I will. Right, so give me a second. So the first thing I'll show you, I don't normally show you my part work so much, but let's do super quick camera change. Ta-da! So I have got the latest installment of the Warhammer, and this is about half of it. I'll show you them in order. You know how they are, they don't always put them. Oh, so we have got 33, right, issue 31. We have got, I'm sure we've seen those before, Vigilors. Issue 32 is 20 Moon Clan shooters, so that should be a nice issue, because I'm now only actually focusing on one model. So I'm building one model and Zenithal highlighting it, so that looks like that's going to be fun. Issue 33 is Night Judicators. I think we've got some of those already. Let's see if I can make the bow without breaking it. And they've got an article there on the blades of corn, so my juices are flowing because I am by nature a chaos player. And then issue 34 is a paint issue, so you've got Incubi Darkness, which is a base paint, and you've got Nuln Oil, which is the best pot of anything you can get. Nuln Oil, I'll tell you three things you need to qualify as a Warhammer painter. One is you own a Nuln Oil. Number two is that you have used a minimum of one pot. That's the first pot. That, and I've forgotten the name of the other one, but there's another one. You'll get through so much of it, it'll be the one. And thirdly, you are not a Warhammer player. I can't let you up here today, Shadow. I'm doing a live stream. I know we've been loving each other all day, but just give me an hour. You are not a Warhammer player until you've knocked one of those over and it's gone all over your desk. And I'm not counting like you on your second one because you spilled your first one. So you should, once you've used one, spilt one, you're on your third pot, then I'll call you a Warhammer player. Now, the reason I'm showing you these is because I'm a premium subscriber. I also get some extra models, and this pack I've got my second premium kit, and I have no idea what's in this. So this is what you're paying an extra £1 a month for, and it's an Orruk War Clans, and these are, well, the last one I got, see if I got a model of it completed. Should do. There you go. It's going to look something like that when it's finished. And that's for your premium models. And this is all one model. Look at the detail on that, guys. That is an edge painter's dream. I'm going to enjoy that one. And look at the size of the base, guys. That ain't a little one. That's a big model. So that's my second premium kit. And that comes, well, you pay an extra £1 an issue. So that, I worked that out to be, because you get 3 premium kits and you get something else as well. There's 80 issues, so you pay 80 quid. 80 quid divided by 3 models and something else. It works out about 20-30 quid a model, which actually is worth it. Right. So what else has come? So we have got, now I found this on Scale Mates. Oh, big thank you to Fan Home. When I did my last live stream of the Ecto 1, I buggered up the sun visors. I completely did it wrong. I cut those little tabs off. I tried to put them on the end there, and then I realized I've done it completely wrong. I emailed Fan Home the very next day, and I said, I'm really sorry, I've buggered up. I completely buggered it up. It was completely my fault. Could I repurchase one single stage? And they emailed me back and they said, as a gesture of goodwill, you know, you're a good customer. We'll just send you a replacement. So they've obviously put it down as pretended it's a damaged issue. So this is the last one that I built live. They've sent me another issue free of charge. So I get a second chance. So I'm extremely grateful to Fan Home. I can't thank them enough. I mean, it's probably only saved me a tenner, but the fact that they did that for me, I thought was absolutely wonderful. So I'm going to be doing that tomorrow night when I do my chill craft, but I will be doing it till 1. So let me move my camera up. Sorry about the mess. So I found this on Scalemates. If you go on to Scalemates, you can look on Marketplace and it tells you all the shops that are selling that kit. But it also tells you Scalemate members that are selling them. And I have found this. Now, if you remember, I have purchased the F100, is it? Sabre, Super Sabre. And I'm buying, or I have bought the Lakenheath decals for it, because I am building all of the aircraft that were based at RAF Lakenheath ever. I got, bear with me a sec, there might be an avalanche in a minute. Yeah. Actually, I did know there, only one kit fell off. So I got this in the mystery box from Tomcatters. That's going to be slightly converted because Lakenheath didn't have F4Cs. So that's going to be slightly converted. I'm going to be buying the decal set. That's going to be built as an RAF Lakenheath. This one I'm very lucky with because if you know your tail code, you know what I'm about to say. It actually comes straight out of the box as an RAF Lakenheath, but I'm not going to do that version. I think that's a bit too cliche. I'm actually going to do that one, which is just the plain. There's not a lot of difference between the two. I might do that actually because it's got the Liberty wing thing on it. But I've got me F111. I always thought that they were based at Lakenheath when I was born, and they actually weren't. And my dad was, because my dad was stationed there, he said he couldn't remember the aircraft, but he said he couldn't remember, but it was something else. And I'm like, no, that's not that. Turns out when I was born, they had the Phantoms, the F4s, but they didn't actually have the F4s for very long. They went from Super Sabres to F4s to F111s. By the time I'd left school, they'd replaced them with the F15s. And now they've got, are you ready for this, Dominique? They got the F35s. So, you know where all this going, don't you now? Right, so let's go with the little stuff. At the hotel, I'm not going to open this box. In fact, I'm only going to show you. Yeah. Right, so the light that I have at the hotel looks something like this. Right, it's maneuverable. It's got 2 lights on it, and it clamps to the desk, and it's really, and as you can see, it all folds down to a nice small area. So I thought I would buy 2 more for the desk that I'm building at home, and this is actually it. And it's something like 49 quid each, but they've got an £8 off offer, and I can't really afford to commit to 2 until after I've been the vets and the MOT. But just after I bought this, I then saw this, and this has got 3 lamps on it, and This was actually 60 quid, but it's 50% off. So this one with 3 lamps is cheaper than the one with 2. So I'm thinking what I'll probably do is I'll bring my two lamp version back from the hotel, and I'll take this one to the hotel. The only problem with this, I say problem, this double lamp, it's got the switches on it and you can control each light individually. So you could have one bright, one dim, one warm white, one cool white. You can, you can switch one off and have one on. With this one, the switch is all in one. You've got one switch to control 3 lights, which some people would say, there you go, look. You've got a timer switch, you've got brightness and color and a power. And whatever you do to it, it does it with all 3. So I don't know whether to have 2 of these on the new desk and send the other one back. But I think I'll probably just go, for sake of convenience, we're talking pennies difference. I think I will take this one to the hotel and I'll bring the other one back. And I'll use that on the, I'll use the three bulb one at the hotel and 2 bulbs. So next thing I'm going to show you is, you've seen this before. I got this, I think this come 3 weeks ago. So why am I showing you the Airfix Westland Sea King? So first of all, how I got it was a little bit funny. I didn't actually want it because the versions that it offers, I'm not interested in any of those. Not at all. Sorry if I upset anyone. The version that I want, which I've got to research, is the 202 Squadron, the yellow search and rescue one. Because they had one of those at RAF Coltshaw when I used to knock about. Anyway, I saw something on pre-order. It's just come in, and here it is. It's the invoice, not showing you the invoice. Probably just seen my address. There you go, guys. Now that is actually 302 Squadron based at Lossiemouth, but I'm going to have a little bit of creative. That's it, B-type bus. B-type bus. I can't remember. Sorry, I said color call out. What I mean is like where you paint what colors. The inside needs to be white and then some of it needs to be brown. But yeah, so yeah, I'm just going to do that, and I'm going to call that 202 Squadron at Coltshaw. Unless you actually know the registrations and memorized it, you ain't going to know. But that is the version I wanted to do, and the decals have arrived. And they are beautiful, extra decal. Get them via Hannants. So that is going into there, and that's where that's going to live. And that is now ready when I want to build it. That's ready to build. So the next thing I bought, a bit of a daft purchase, to be absolutely honest with you. I'm having trouble with the canopies on the Mosquito. They're really complicated. So I bought the Mosquito mask. And the reason it was a silly buy, you can buy 2 masks. Now, I normally try to get, well, there's 2 reasons why I bought it. I normally buy from Hannants, and I was having trouble with Hannants. Their checkout system wasn't working properly, and I emailed them because I had something on back order and I couldn't buy it. But I ended up buying this partly to test their system, but I've also contacted MJR Models, who run a Facebook group called Model Kits for Less. I would thoroughly recommend them. And I've ordered the masks from them, but it's a different mask, but it's for the same model. And I've also ordered something else. It's a mask or decal set. I can't remember. Give me a second, guys. but that hasn't arrived yet. They only post on a Tuesday and a Friday, and normally they send via every. Is that going to work? Sometimes this doesn't work. I have trouble downloading PDFs sometimes from Facebook. No trouble anywhere. Let that load. But because it's a small, thin item, they've sent it Royal Mail. Normally every will deliver on a Saturday or a Monday. It didn't come yesterday, so I guess it's going to come Monday, Tuesday. But it's another mask set for the mosquito. And it's something else, but I'll tell you when it loads up. So something else I bought from them. I do apologise, I've opened these. This is a razor saw designed for the Swan Morton blade. I've got my razor saws at home. As you can see, I've got a variety of them. That's my favourite one. This is the, I can't remember who it is, but it's one of the better ones. And this one is if you're cutting, but it doesn't need to be as tidy. For example, big blocks of resin. But I want something small and more storable for the hotel. So I got these. The only trouble is they don't actually fit, which is a pain in the bum. That didn't load. I knew it wouldn't. Follow link. So what's meant to happen is it's supposed to go on to your scalpel like that, but it's just a little bit short there. So what I'm going to do is I'll put this into a pin vise and I'll just get a Dremel and I'll just grind out a little bit there, and then you can see how useful it is for storage. You know, and I test it. Another reason why I buy these paint brushes, they're £1 for 6, and it works fine. I bought one before and it was, I haven't cut it all the way through, but there you can see it cuts fine. And you get 4 different blades, and look how much space that takes up in your toolbox. I don't suppose for a minute it's as good. Thank you. It's the ASK saw. Yeah, I think it's the best saw I've used. However, as you can see, I did use it wrong. I maintain that 99% of the time, if a blade breaks, it's because you've used it wrong. You know yourself. Let me pull that off. When you put these scalpel blades in, if you use them exactly as they're intended, they're fine. If you start digging in and applying pressure, that end is going to snap. So I will confess I used that a little bit too fast and a little bit wrong angle. I was a little bit heavy-handed and it snapped. But it's a double-sided blade, so I'm not desperate for a new one yet. But yeah, you can see that it's that's going to be so much better for my tool set at home. Oh, so Peter, you have the same. Oh, you have the same saw, the ASK. Isn't it good? It's brilliant. The handle's comfortable. It's not too big, but it's not tiny. Why do I keep getting that? Sorry, guys. For some reason, what's happened is they've given me the receipt by PDF. I click it, and it warns me I'm leaving Facebook. And then I get download file, and then it brings up something completely different. Oh, there it is. Right, so what have I ordered from MJR? Let me just put it back. Right, I knew it. I thought that's what it was. So I've ordered the mosquito mask set. That looks the better one. And I've ordered the decals for the F100D. So that's why I can't find the decals, because they haven't arrived yet. But yeah, this was on back order for about 3 or 4 months. I do like Hannants. The only trouble with Hannants, they send me a bloody email every week and they send me about 4 emails. One of them is second-hand kits. Once they're gone, which puts me under pressure. I've got no money on a Saturday, and suddenly there's these kits, and I need to buy them because I won't get them again. And then they send me another one with pre-orders, which I'm not so bothered about pre-orders. They'll send me another email, maybe damaged stock, and you go, well, it's only a box damaged. That's all right. I'll buy that for cheap. And, you know, second-hand kits, because you know once it's gone, you ain't getting that back. So, yeah, let me do a quick chat catch up. God, I missed a lot, haven't I? Right, so that, right. Oh, I think we were before that. Right, Rebel releasing Mercedes. I spent over 3K. I got lost and right. Well, you can't take it with you. I agree, but I am saving. I have a realistic goal to save up for a house. The job that I'm doing right now, I started in January, and I was told it was actually supposed to finish last Christmas. And we're now coming up to another Christmas. I'm earning fantastic money with it. And I could go into the office tomorrow and they say, we're ever so sorry, Penny, it's come to an end. Now, I could potentially save up £2,000 every 10 weeks. If I can hit £10,000, well, I can't do anything for 2 years because I'm on a debt repayment plan. But consider this, I can save £2,000 in 10 weeks. In 2 years, my debt plan is gone. I'm debt free completely. How many grands can I save in that time? If I can save up 10 grand and get a 50 grand house, which is realistic in Scotland, I may have to move to somewhere like Ayr. 40 grand mortgage over 10 years, my mortgage repayments will be roughly what I'm paying in rent now. It's a totally realistic goal. In fact, if I'm prepared to spend 60 grand, I could probably get a 2 or 3 bedroom house for the front and back garden. And the quicker I can do that, because someone said to me, the cats are probably already at the stage where they've been indoors for so long, they probably wouldn't manage outside. You know, if they get attacked by another cat, they wouldn't know what to do. So I don't know if it's a good idea to let them out, but I'd like to let them out. I think it's more natural to let a cat out. MP said, very cool, that Warhammer kit. More likes, please, folks. Yes, more likes, please. What is that I say? No like, no Tahiti. That F-111 is awesome. Thank you, Chris. Subbed. Thanks, David. I wish I could find someone who wants to build a Titanic, as I'm selling my 76 issues for 500, getting the monthly packs. Yeah, you know what? I've been in 2 minds about the Titanic. I can't help thinking I have some skill. I'm not the best modeler in the world, but I have enough skills, I think, that if I bought the 1 to 200 scale Titanic, and then I think it's like £300 to £400, and then get the super detail kit for another £300, I'm getting the same, but probably a better model than the Hachette version for what, nearly £1,000 less. So I would buy it if I could get all of the issues and I could get them cheap. You know, I might wait till the end of the build and then hopefully someone will go, oh, I'm selling all 140 issues or whatever. Do a cheeky. Don't forget, I still got the Flying Scotsman to do. And this last 3 weeks at the hotel, I've been doing the Metal Earth kit for the Notre Dame. And that's a really good education in photo etch bending. That's a fantastic kit. I got it for a different purpose and it wasn't going to work out. I wanted quick builds. Sorry, I'm Dan. I'm just going to take the ta-da, there's me, look. So I bought that Notre Dame for the Christmas builds, and it's way too much for a quick Christmas build. And I thought, it's 40 quid. It's a lot of money, but it's something a little bit different, and it's Christmas. And the amount of time I've spent on it, I reckon that's going to be a good 50 to 60 hours to build. And when you look at it that way, 40 quid for a 60-hour build, that's incredibly good value. And then I actually bought a Model T Ford, and it was a load of crap. I was bending the tabs, and the tabs snapped off, and the parts weren't fitting anymore because they weren't locked in place with the tab. Basically, I did the first 3 stages of it, and I just threw it in the bin bag. It was a load of crap. From now on, if I buy any Metal Earth kits, I'm making sure it says Peace Cool, because that's the name, that's the brand for the Notre Dame. And that's all I'm going to touch now. I'm not going to do loads of them, but yeah, good value, I think. Anfield Road Layout in the Loft says, hi, how are you, Lee? To forward to buyer after payment received pack. That's right, that wasn't an important, well, it was an important message, but not at this stage. MP Model. Yeah, if anyone hasn't subscribed to MP Model Plastic, please do. Very, very good channel. To be honest with you, there aren't many people who watch this stream who have a bad channel, but I will call out MP Model Plastic as a good channel. A lot of people have says, hi Lee, hello Lee, hi Lee. Thank you, Chris, for the sub. Hi Lee, no problems, MP Model Plastic. I have just received that, Dave. Hi Penny, I've sent you the colour call out for the B-type bus by Airfix via text message. I'm busy looking after someone. Oh, bless. How is someone special? Yeah, I have received it. Obviously, I'll look at it after the stream. Lord Peter Webb says, hi, Dave S. Give Chris my love and a big hug from me. If she ever wants to give me a call, I'm going to be around most of the week. I'll probably just be covered in sawdust and probably desperate for a rest, actually, because I'm starting on my table Tuesday. Just subdue, Chris. Hi, Peter and everyone. Thank you. Hi. Hello, DS. Hi, DS. Thanks, MP Model. Is it AK? SASK? I think it is, yeah. I have the same saw with full set blades. I love it. I saw on Nigel. I didn't. I actually saw it on something else. But if Nigel uses it, it's got to be good because Nigel uses very good stuff. I'm more of a budget modeler. It's like I said about these skinny sticks from Ultimate Modeling Products. They are very, very good. Extremely good. Well worth the money. But what I would rather do, I waited 4 days for these to come through the post. I'm not moaning because they say 5 to 7 days delivery. They came in 4. But how many of these can I stick sandpaper to in 4 days? I can make up a couple of sets of these. And I bought a load of sandpaper. I think I can make 20 of them out of 1 sheet of sandpaper. They had 3 sheets of each grade, about 10 different grades. And you could even buy, I think they go up to about 5,000 grade, which is absurdly fine. So I would rather buy, I'd rather spend a half an hour and make up some sanding sticks. But the only thing I've bought that's a little bit extravagant, I've bought the glass files. I bought it from IPMS. I know there's a guy, Nigel Modeling Bench. He has a close link with a certain store. I can't remember what it is. It'll come to me. Premier Models, and they do the glass sanded, and they are fantastic. Because even the coarse ones adds a bit of a shine to it, and that's quite interesting. Little history. How are you, my good friend? Evening chat. Big hi, Penny. Hi, Terry. Hi, little history. I don't get anything done. I'm just reading hi this person, hi that person. A lot of people have said Dominic Cuckoo. Hi, mate. Hi, little history. If you don't know of Little History, again, go over, have a look at his channel. If you want a nice casual build, a good build, but a good bit of a laugh and keep it casual, Little History is the place you want to go. So hi, at Chris Hobbies, hi. Thank you, Penny. I'll let her know. Sub Little History. Asset Premium Hobby. Yeah, they do some nice stuff. I've actually got my eye on Tyrell Models. They do a nice little workbench with custom modular storage, which I think is a little bit pricey. It's probably worth it, but it's all 3D printed plastic things. As you can see, I use these MDF cabinets, and I just think they're perfect. If I had, these are 30, about roughly 30 quid each. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14. I've got about 25 of them at 30 quid each. Imagine if they were all plastic and everything, it'd be really expensive. But that do me fine. That's perfect. I will. EMBA Hobbies, give them a look. They do, and they're always coming out, and they do custom. Couple of these have been custom made based on, in fact, one of them was custom made, then he started selling it because it was a drawer set he didn't have. And I said, oh, could you take that and do this with it? And he went, yeah. And he says, it's not much extra. I'll just charge you whatever. Obviously, these plain ones are cheaper because there's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bits of wood. But the complex ones are more expensive. But as I say, one of them I wanted to split, and he's ended up selling it. So I've given him an idea for a product, and he's gone, yeah, brilliant. So yeah, right, where am I up to? Right, so Chris Davis Hobbies, wow, thanks, bud. See, Little History, he appreciates every single sub he gets. You can't moan at that, can you? No problems, Little History. Thanks for plug. Listen, if I didn't think it was worth it, I wouldn't plug it. I absolutely love your live shows, and I love being on them. And I am sorry about the other day. So what had happened is I'd gone on his live show, and because I can't smoke in the hotel, I have to go outside. So I always say something along the lines of, I've just got to go out and do some outside business. And I popped down and I met the hotel manager, and I ended up having a chat with her. And I won't say I was a long time, but when I did get back to my hotel room, the stream had ended. And I was just sitting there with this screen of, but I got a lot of info on the hotel manager, and I think we've got a good hotel manager there. Obviously not as good as the other hotel manager that I've got used to, but right. Lord Peter Webster says, I'm going to go now, Penny. Time for meds. Good night. Take care. All next time. Yeah, come back. Have a watch later on because I've got a few more unboxings. I've got some funny ones. I've got some unboxings where I've gone, why did I buy that? I wanted the sanding stick set, but that company does not send to the Netherlands. Yeah, I suppose that's all to do with the EU and stuff now, is it? But yeah, they're good. They are good, but I can't help thinking if you stuck some sandpaper to a lolly stick. I mean, these have obviously, they're a little bit got a sponge in the middle, so they are better for that. But yeah, lolly sticks. So how's Notre Dame coming along? Well, until it's finished, it's a hotel only project. I'm not going to cart that backwards and forwards. So I think I was on your stream the last time I did anything to it. So, but it's beautiful. It really is really nice, really nice. So night, Peter, and I enjoy lives, especially now I worked out I can join in. Yeah. I do apologize. These channel updates, I'm a bit selfish and I just have me on them. Right. What else have I got? I'm throwing you stuff in no particular order. Let's go with the funny stuff next. So from Hannant's, when I bought the well, I've got 4 issues of Eddie Stobart. Actually, I'm coming near the end. So with the razor saw and that, there was something else I bought. I'm not gonna, right. This is a Christmas. I'm giving you a spoiler now. This is a Christmas project. I just thought that looked a bit cute, and it's kind of along the lines of what Natasha was doing the other week. I liked her owl, except her owl was a lot more complicated than this. But I just thought that'll be a nice little quick build, something a little bit different. It was only about £8. Jedlam, I got that from. Let me just Jedlam has been doing lots of different stuff now. It was £8.95, free postage, and I thought, yeah, we'll give it a go. As I said on Lee's live build earlier, the stuff that I've got coming out over Christmas, some of it is a bit of a failure. Some of it you'll think, oh my God, what's this? I'm just doing lots of different. Yeah, that's what I just did, little history. I folded the top bit back. Yeah, so some of the stuff, it just didn't work out very well. I've kept it in. I kept the failures in as well as the successes. Some of them you'll just go, what on earth are you doing, Penny? I'm just doing different stuff. Right, so I'm glad you're on little history. So this goes with the Sea King. I was doing some research on Wikipedia. I always start with Wikipedia and I take that wherever it goes. And there was a hell of a lot of references to, you know, when you do bibliographies on references and you put the author and the year, there was a lot of references to Lake 1996. So I looked up the book and they had it at the British Library. This is going to amaze you, little history. So then I looked to see if anyone's selling the book. It is a 1996 book. And I found it on Abe's Books. This is it. Right, now I did spot it somewhere. It just fell at the page, believe it or not. But I'm not going to find it. There we are, Sea King. So this is the section on the Sea King. So there's a lot of reference material there. And there's my little baby that I'm doing. So I will be reading every single word of this 5 or 6 times. Look at that. Look at that. Now, did I tell you how much I paid for it? I know you know little history. I paid 96 pence for this book, plus about £2 or £3 postage. It comes to about £3.30. And obviously there's other things in here as well. Oh, look, you've got pull-out pages. I used to get these in the kids' encyclopedias, didn't you? So yeah, 96 pence I paid for this book. That, I defy anyone to find a better bargain than that. Right, so let me do this again. So I bought this a while back. I didn't even want it. I wasn't ready for it. So this is the Airfix Sea King, but I don't want any of these versions. So I waited and waited. Well, I say I wait about a month because this was a future release. And I bought, sorry guys, I know you've seen this, but, and I now have the yellow Sea King decals and they look amazing. The only problem is this is the HAS 1 and 5 and HU 5. The Sea King is the HR3. That's why I've got the book, to find out exactly the difference. And I think the difference is all internal. There's extra space for equipment, because obviously this has a specific role of going out and find, rescuing people from the sea. So it's got specific equipment in there, and so I think it's got different engines, but basically the differences are all internal. So between reading this, finding more reference material, they've also got one of these at the RAF Museum at Hendon, so I'll do another visit to that. The RAF Museum at Hendon is free, but I feel morally obliged to give them a £5 donation. But to be honest with you, if they said £5 to get in, if they said £10 to get in, that's worth it, isn't it? Right, so to test out the Hannant's system, which had a problem, I picked cheapest World War. Don't ask me why I did World War One, but I got the cheapest. Get ready to laugh at this, guys. I found the cheapest World War One kit I could, so I ended up with this. I don't know why I didn't take it out of the cart, but this was like less than a tenner. It wasn't much at all. And it's a 1:48 scale, so it's my. And then I went on to eBay, and I can't remember how much I paid, but I saw this and I thought it's cheap. I don't know why I bought it. I really don't. I don't even know what country it flies in. Is that Finland? I don't know. I thought it was Italian at first. Let me see if I can. Oh my God. Oh, it's got a figure in it. It's got no head, but it's got a figure in it. I wasn't expecting that. Was that meant to come with it? So, German or Austro-Hungarian World War One aircraft mechanic. Is that World War One aircraft? That looks a bit World War Two to me, because it's dogfighting a Spitfire. So, still, that'll go with that, won't it? So that's a hidden surprise. So it's sealed. I don't really want to open it, but yeah. So that's that kit. So yeah, where do you start researching a kit that you know nothing about? Right. So the last thing I have to show you, it's a bit of a funny one. So, right, if something's, and I agree with this logic, right? If you buy something, let's say for argument's sake, is that it should be £100, right? And it's on sale for £50, and you buy it, you've saved £50. But if you've seen the price and bought it on an impulse, you didn't really need it, you've actually spent £50 on something you didn't need. So that being said, I saw this on Amazon for £25. This is in the Black Friday deal. I don't know if I really want a tank, but I spoke to someone on a live. I was a viewer. It was one of Paul ISM's, and I was admiring someone who did some work on a tank. And my honest response about tanks is I really don't know about them. They don't press my buttons or anything, but I admire people doing the weathering on them. And the advice that I was given, ever so simple, and it's stupidly simple, it's buy a little simple tank to build and see what you think of them. Now, this was £25. The only thing is I have opened it. I looked at the instructions on ScaleMates, and I'm confused to hell over options. It's not the fact that the options, normally when they give you options, they tell you why you've got options, or it's obvious. I mean, obviously with aircraft, one of the options, if for example, is wheels up, wheels down. But they might say to you, choose this canopy if you're doing the Mark 1 and do this canopy if you're doing Mark 2, etc. Now, the instructions on here, this is the first time I've opened the box. Oh, it's got photo etch. That's my level of photo etch. I'm all right with that. Rubbery tracks. Oh, is this that one where you have to melt it with a hairdryer or something? You have to do some kind of melting with it because it won't glue. I saw that somewhere else. Anyway, so where I'm really confused, slightly confused. Here we go. So stage 1, you've got a choice of wheels. Well, why would you do that wheel and why would you do that wheel? Is it because is one a wheel for the M36 and one is for the M36B2? You know, it doesn't tell you why. So look, and you got another option there. Why would I do that version? Why would I do that version? So I'm just, it's look, there it is again. There's an option. And this particular option, it uses the same part. So you can't, like this one, if you look at the part numbers, I could make both of those up and then not use one of them because they're different parts. But when you get to here, you've got B57 is used on both options. So it's all a case. I like to know why I do an option. You know, if it says to me, do this for Mark 3 and this one for Mark 7, then I've already made the decision before I build it which version I'm going to do. So yeah, but I don't know. And I've seen YouTube videos on ideal first tanks to build. So that isn't going to be my first tank to build. I'm probably going to be one of the Tamiya ones. And then we'll find out if tanks do anything for me. Tanks just don't really. Saying that, I've done a couple of the little starter kit, like the Airfix ones, the ones that came out at Lidl's. They were nice, but I put them under the category of mojo builders because they go together really quickly. They're all one color. You can build that very quickly. And when you're sitting there going, oh, nothing's going right, get out your Airfix starter kit, bang it together, and you're like, oh, I produced a lot in a short space of time. Right, so nope, cracking kit. I take it you're talking about the Sea King. Nice little fucker. Yeah, it's all right. That's World War. Oh, so it's, yeah, that's World War II. That Falco looks a bit like a Harrow. I suppose it does, doesn't it? Do you think that's stolen design? You know, like China at the moment, they're copying aircraft. I think Japan did it, didn't they? Up to World War II, they were copying designs from other aircraft. Do you think that may be what that is? I'll find all of this but it's quite nice doing a kit when you know absolutely nothing. By the time I finish building it, I'll have a fair bit of knowledge about it, and I'll make what I'm saying now look really silly. So P40F20, one of my best subscribers ever. How are you, my good friend? He also says modern rubber band tracks can be glued. And that is my chat caught with. That is also all my builds caught up with. I'm releasing a video this week. There's a new Kickstarter come out. I thought it's in the kitchen. It is a combined water pot, paint storage, paintbrush holder, and wet palette, all built in. It's modular. And I'm actually, what I've done is I got it when I was home last time. But what I decided to do was I filmed the opening of it. And then I tested the wet palette, and I thought, what better way to test a wet palette than to set it all up, then bog off to London for 3 weeks, and then come back and see if the wet pallet's any good. Now I've got the, I can't remember brand names today. Red grass. I've got the red grass wet pallet. So I've actually set the red grass wet pallet up as well to use as a benchmark. So if this new wet pallet has dried out and the red grass one has dried out, we know I've done something wrong, because the red grass is a good wet pallet. It works out that it's fairly expensive. I don't get that. P40. Italian design plane with German engine. That makes sense. But you can make hundreds of julienne fries with it. Is that the rotor blades chopping up potatoes? I don't know. Am I talking out my bum hair? Little history. Never heard of the brand, but has Italian. See, this is another thing. I've only really built Tamiya kits and airfit and modern airfix. You know my thoughts on airfix. I used to look down on airfix kits, and these new ones that have come out have changed my mind about airfix, and I really like the airfix kits. This is made by Sword. Now, if that's a really nice kit to go together, and then I see another Sword kit in the future, I'll go, oh yeah, I like them. The Fokker D, I can't do Roman numerals, is that D7? That's made by SMER, another brand I've never heard of. So if it's a pile of poo, I'll probably never buy another SMER unless it's the only way I can get that certain model. Anyway, forgot what I was saying. Tanks, Falco. Totally lost what I was saying. Yeah, brain gone. I think I brought dementia back with me from London. I'm doing that half conversation. Yeah, so yeah, this Kickstarter, it'll be coming out this week, but the Kickstarter's launched. Now, when I first saw Kickstarter, there were some really innovative products coming out, and companies were using it to launch their company, and it was brilliant. And now it's got to the point where its companies are using it to release their next product, and I kind of disagree with that. If I was if I came out with a product and I need 100 grand, I can't come up with 100 grand. But something like Kickstarter would be a lifesaver. So I say, right, I want to sell it for this much. I'll set the Kickstarter up. If I raise 150 grand, then I get all the money in. I can then get all the production costs together. I can get it produced, send out my first orders. Bang, I've made some money. My company's now on the go. If there isn't enough pledges to make your target, nobody pays. But then me as a producer don't have to pay either. If I've got a company that's making millions, is it really fair that I use that to launch a product? I don't know. Some people might disagree with it. Oh, right, I get you now. Yeah, you were talking about all the features on your widget, just an add-on joke. Yeah, you know, I forget. You are so good at joking. If you watch any of my Marvel Gauntlet videos, one of the comments I made, it's one of those tiny, tiny bugbears. They don't name the parts. The parts are named A60, P40, F20. He names the parts every week and quite often comes up with a little story behind them. And it's so hilarious. It's worth me making the videos to read his comments. It's just, they're brilliant. So you're going to have fun with the next 5 issues because I've filmed them today. So yeah, so now Kickstarter is all STL files for 3D printing, and companies bringing out cardboard board games, and there isn't really. The last thing I bought off Kickstarter was basically, it was an overpriced figure stand, you know, a little holder for your figures so you can paint. And you know, how many of them are there on the market? And then I got an email from a company that said, we'd like to send you our new product that's starting on Kickstarter. And at first of all, I thought it was a scam. I'd seen this video from, I think it was 3D Printer Nerd, and he'd been sent a couple of emails. And basically what the scam is we love your channel. We want to send you a product. You've got to pay postage. Well, when someone's sending you a product, they're sending you a product to get the coverage. You don't pay postage. And he says that's what. Now, if you're a small YouTuber, maybe 100, 150 subs, and you got an email that said, oh, we love your channel, we'd like you to product test something for us, you're probably going to be so excited, and you're probably going to fall for that scam. And but then I've also got them in mind, what if it isn't a scam? So I messaged him and I said, I'm interested, tell me more. And he said, and he gave me all this literature, and he gave me a Kickstarter page for Kickstarter that hadn't gone live. He didn't give me any dates for it going live. And then he said, just send me your address. So I thought, oh, okay. And then actually I did give him my address. But then one of the receptionists at the hotel said, well, that's silly. You should have perhaps given him the hotel address. So I said, okay, yeah, maybe. But as it happened, it was genuine. But it took over a month to get to me, and it actually came. I went to London on the Sunday. I think it came the Wednesday or the Thursday. So I did all the filming with the initial look, and I do think there are issues with it. There's another YouTuber. He's got one as well, and he's done his review. He released, but it's actually come out. I think it was the 10th it came out, or the 15th. Because he was putting me under a bit of pressure to release the video for the 15th. I said, I can't. So I'm in London, it's sitting at home, and I was going to do a 3-week test to test the wet palette. But that'll be coming out in the next few days. I'll probably release it Friday, because I got no video coming out Friday, because I took a week's break from the RoboCop, and I'm really glad I did. So in case you missed the beginning, I have not received this month's RoboCops yet. They were only sent out 2 or 3 days ago. If I don't receive them by, I'm going to have to say Friday, because I need time to film them. If I don't receive them by Friday, I won't be able to get a video, because I'm leaving Sunday for London, and I won't be back until the 17th of December. So there will be a video coming out next Friday. It will either be stage 7, or it'll be a little video saying, I'm ever so sorry guys, I haven't got the parts. And then if it doesn't come by Friday, I won't be able to put another one out till the 22nd of December. And I can't see the point in putting one video out, then taking a 2-week break for Christmas. So yeah, if it don't come by Friday, I'm going to leave RoboCop till the new year. Then obviously I'll do a few catch-up videos. So RoboCop will come, but it's not come out yet. I don't know why they're a little bit slower this month. All 3 of my part works from Fan Home are a little bit. I can't work out if it's monthly or if it's 4 weekly. I've got a feeling it's to do with the day of the week in the month, like maybe the 3rd Thursday of the month, which means that some months it'll be a 5-week month, which could be a problem for the RoboCop, because one thing I mentioned was at the time of filming, I didn't know how many issues were coming out in pack 3 of the RoboCop, because they hadn't released the details. Now Gauntlet went 2 issues, 4 issues, and then every pack has been 5 issues since then. Robocop went 2 issues, pack 1. Pack 2 was 4 issues. I'm now waiting for pack 3. But pack 3 has actually got 4 issues in it. So I'm going to make the assumption that it's going to be 4 issues every month, which means in 3 months is going to be 12 issues in 13 weeks. So I'm going to have to think of some ideas for some kind of filler video every 3 months. Might not be a problem. It could just be a little show and tell. But the good news is, if you look at the first 6 issues, they're all over the place. There's a bit of the head, there's the fingers, and then there's an elbow. It looks like the next 4 issues are starting from the shoulder, working down. So I assume it's the same side as the hand. So we're going to work from the shoulder. I think it goes from the shoulder to the elbow in 4 issues. So maybe in about 10 issues, we'll link that shoulder with the fingers, like we did with a Terminator. We worked on one arm, then I think we worked on another arm, then we worked on the torso, which enabled us to link that, and then we worked our way down, and then we did the hips, and then we did a leg or something like that. So, but to be honest with you, they've given us the head in issue 1, and then they're giving us fingers. I think there is a good point to work on next, because obviously we want to link those fingers to the head, which we've got to do all the middle bit as well. So also now tomorrow I'm doing a chill and craft. I'm also doing one on Wednesday. Hopefully Natasha will be able to make it. I really hope she does. I've got I don't know what I've done with it. I've put it somewhere. But I'm going to be doing more work on the Ecto 1. Now, the last stage I did, I don't know what happened. I totally read, I don't know if I even read the instructions, but I did that sun visor completely wrong, and I completely destroyed it. And then I emailed Fan Home. I said, look, I'm ever so sorry. I did it completely wrong. Can I buy another? Can I buy a replacement issue? And they were very, very nice. And they said, I've just found it. And they said, don't worry about it. We'll send you out a replacement issue. And there is the replacement issue. So I got really lucky on that one. And they said, I mean, it's only a tenner, but but yeah, it's so I got a free issue. So I'll be doing that tomorrow. I won't be doing, some of it's already put in, like the roofie bit, and but yeah, so that'll be done on some more. And all I'm going to do on Monday and Wednesday is I'm not going to set issues. I'm just going to do what I can, and then when we finish, I'll just go, right, yeah, I'm going to finish there, because we've been streaming for an hour and I'm tired, or, oh my God, we've been streaming for 8 hours. You know, I'm not going to get up for anything in the next morning, but you know what I'm like with a stream. Sometimes they're an hour, sometimes they're half a day. Just see how I go. Right, so where are we up to? Right, hi Terry, hi P40F20. Little history says MP model plastics. Hi mate. Hi, I'm still waiting for issue 31. Are you doing, because you did subscribe to the old Ecto 1, didn't you? And then they obviously went bust. I was really lucky actually, because I was going to give up on that build, and I was just going to go, right, that's part of the reason why I'm not keen on Partworks anymore, even though I've started new Partworks. And I was going to toss it, because I know there were people like Mike's Mods, Model Mods, now companies like that do the mods. You can buy all the bits and hoojibee bits that go on the top, but I hadn't finished, I don't know what you call it, the rear fender, the little fin bit on the back. I hadn't finished that on one side. So that would have been no good. I had an idea, maybe just buy it and build it and then display it with the missing bit back to the wall. But I never got round to tidying up and throwing it. And then all of a sudden, Fanhome goes, we're going to continue your subscription. So I'm like, oh, thank the Lord that I didn't throw that out. So I'm able to finish it. So it's sitting over there. It will come out tomorrow. And I think, I'm not 100% sure, I think I'm round about the issue where we join the body with the chassis. That's really nice. I'm looking forward to that, but it weighs a bloody ton. Absolutely so heavy, so heavy. But yeah, I'll be getting on with that one. So are you waiting for Fanhome to continue your subscription? So, you got 29.30, but 31 is now a month overdue, and they did charge. Okay, you need to chase that up then. You need to chase that, especially if you've been charged for it. I'm sure it's just a mistake. I've heard. Was it Pack 2 with World of Wayne where he had a missing issue, which I think was the hand? I was looking forward to having a missing issue, but I didn't get any missing issues. And then I opened up the gauntlet today, and I was missing one pack. It was pack 27, and I'm like, oh no. And then I remembered last night the cats were having a bit of a play fight over where I'd stored some boxes, and they'd knocked some boxes over. So I had a look, and there it was. The box had tipped over, and that one stage had fallen out of the box. This is another reason why I need to sort my table out. I'm going to get my table built up there. Then in 10 weeks from my next holiday, by then, I'll have the workbench will be here. But I'm actually going to build some kind of cat bed. The cats are really, really good. They don't need my full attention all the time, but see, are they in here? Are they in here? Oh, do you know what? I've just about to say what they're like, and they're different. They've gone. Normally, when I'm in the living room, they go in the living room and they'll go and lie down somewhere. They play in the morning. They get all that energy out, and then they just chill. And then if I come into the craft room, they come in the craft room. And then if I go to the toilet, they follow me. They don't want me. They just want to be near me. And that's really good. So I want to make a little bed for them so that when I'm doing some kind of build, they can chill out. Although Shadow's been really, really extra affectionate today. I don't know what's up. Even for him, it's just too much love. I mean, not too much love. You can't have too much love off a cat. But he's one of those cats that when you want to fuss him, he's squirming and he wants to get away. And then all of a sudden, he's everywhere I go. And that's part of the reason why I chilled out in bed all afternoon. Both of them were just like, he actually sat on my lap, which he hasn't done for a long, long time. Anyway, this isn't getting chat done. So would have been nice if they'd given you Murphy's face. I don't know the face they give you, but I'll have a look at the face. Apparently the face is just like a rubber bit that you just stretch over and you just get like the bottom half. But I think the model, the mod people are already working on his face anyway. As if memory serves me right, this model's already out in France, and France are well ahead of us. So by looking at the French part work, you can see what's coming, and you can start working on the mods before you're going to need them. So that's quite handy. So I will give that a look. But I think that's going to be fine for me. I don't want to be like one of these, oh, that'll do. But I want a nice model of the RoboCop, and I think we will end up with a nice model. The Terminator's great. Everyone loves my Terminator when I come in. I don't think it's my best build. I don't think it's the best build, but everyone loves it. But they're going to be blown away when the Eddie Stobart's done, aren't they? The bus they don't get to see because I still haven't finished the bus. But can you believe that? I'm trying to protect it. So the way I've stored all the boxes, I put the bus on a shelf and then I've stacked all boxes around it. So it's, I mean, obviously I've got 2 cats that run around everywhere. So you know, the bus is all covered in with boxes. So no one's interested in the bus because no one can see the bus. So obviously the Terminator's on display, the fire engine's on display, and everyone loves it when they come in. Jesus, I missed loads of chat. I'm so sorry. Right, so Chris Hobby says, hi P40. Still waiting myself. I've been bugging Fan Home as I for my Ecto 1. Hi Chris Davis Hobbies, how's you P40? And I may caught up with chat. Yeah, I suppose all you can. I don't know. I don't have an answer. You know me, P40. If I was running Fan Home, I would personally make sure, I'd personally pack your issue for you to make sure you got it. But obviously, to Fan Home, you're just a subscriber number, aren't you? Just the same as me. So, you know, they obviously their urgency to send it is a lot lower than your urgency to receive it. And I don't know how Fan Home operates, but yeah, that's me. If I was chief executive, top person, president, I would be coming down to the warehouse and going, leave that one. I'll do that one myself. Just for you, P40, because you deserve it. I'm just going to start my new coffee. I made a filter coffee in my Keepy Warmy mug. Oh, that's nice. So I like my filter coffee occasionally, and I've been cutting back on the caffeine. And this is filter coffee, which is higher caffeine content than instant. So that is going to hit me hard. In 2 months, I've gone from about 10 or 15 coffees a day to 1 caffeinated coffee. I still drink coffee, but I drink decaf. But I've gone down to about 1 coffee, maybe 2 a day. And a couple of weeks ago, I had my decaf in the morning to get me going. In the afternoon, one of my supervisors, he said, oh, do you want a cup of coffee, Penny? Well, you don't turn down a supervisor's offer of a coffee. So I went, oh, yes, please. It was only a vending machine coffee, but by the time I got back to depot, I'm like, oh! And one of my bosses said, what's up with you? And I went, I've had a cup of coffee. I probably shouldn't have had that. So this is going to get me going. But I'm planning on working overnight. Because, oh, right, bear with me a sec. I've just got to check something. I've got to do something horrible and evil tonight. That's all right. So, Spirit goes into the vets tomorrow to be spayed. Spayed, I don't know, whatever it's called. To have baby organs removed. And the vet said, no food after midnight. Now, I've already got this problem that she's a growing kitten. If anything, she could do with putting on a bit of weight. But, you know, she's a kitten. And Shadow is, not only is he overweight, but I think he's got fatter in the last 3 weeks since I've been away. So we're trying to get him onto adult food. But obviously, you want to keep the kitten on kitten food. And so I've got this adult food which she eats. And I'm trying to supplement her food with kitten wet food because Shadow doesn't eat it. But now we have this problem. If I put food down for him, she's going to eat it. So there has to be no breakfast for either of them tomorrow. So when I get up in the morning, he's going to be bugging me for breakfast. And I'm going to have to look at him and go, sorry, no breakfast. But obviously what I'll do is once I put her in the cat carrier, I'll just pop her outside. I'll come back in, I'll grab a big handful of food, chuck it in his bowl, and then take her to the vets. But yeah, I don't know how tomorrow's going to go because obviously she's being spayed, which has to be paid for. Then in the afternoon, when I pick her up, Shadow's going in. I'm just sort of lightly calling it fat boy checks, but they have to go to the vet. I'm on a pet plan thing. I pay 18 quid a month or something for each cat, and that gives me like free flea, free worming, 20% off vet bills, all sorts. What are you playing with, Missy? I know it's Missy. I bet you it's her and not him. Oh, how did I know it was you? How could I have known that? Come here, you. Come here, you. Isn't it funny? I hear a little bit of mischief going on, and I know exactly which cat it is. So this one's, you see, she's getting really big now. She isn't that far off fully grown. Why do you not want to love me? Huh? Why you no love me? Horrible thing. Yeah, so I pay so much a month and I get all this stuff for free. So it's worth doing. I might be out of pocket a couple of quid. But to be honest with you, every so often they message me and they go, we need to see the cats. We need to weigh them and get them. And yeah, it's great. It just gets done. So, and I don't mind taking Shadow. Shadow loves it at the vets. All the nurses run around after him, and the vet has this nice trick to keep a cat still. She just chucks a load of dreamies down. I'm trying to keep them off the dreamies because they're ever so fattening, and but it's just really funny. The dreamies, they say, don't give more than 6 or 7 dreamies per day because it's like giving cat chocolate bars. And the vets, she's giving him dreamies in one hand and then telling me he needs to lose weight in another. So it's really funny. But he's at that overweight stage where he's increased risk of heart problems and stuff like that. He's not morbidly obese, but we need to just try and cut his food down. But one thing that's handy is he doesn't like wet cat food. Yes, I do. I was panicking. I got home yesterday. That's not anything sorted. I actually went on the PlayStation yesterday. So I got home and you guys might be able to answer this for me. I put FIFA on because I do like the odd game of FIFA, and I didn't use the PlayStation for ages, so it went must do an update. So of course I had to wait for the update. So then I went on and I had a quick game. Once it updated, I had a quick game on FIFA. Fine. I know my PlayStation Network subscription is up to date. I pay it through my telephone bill and I get a message every month going, thank you for buying PlayStation. And I'd had a game. I played Ultimate Team, so I'd been online. So I know everything works. Then I went on to Red Dead Redemption, went online, and it won't let me on. It says I've got to buy the PlayStation Plus or something for $6.99 a month. And I'm like, well, what's happened there then? So I've set that up again, £7 a month, but I want to know if I'm paying to PlayStation Network is $3.99, and then this PlayStation Plus thingy is $6.99. So have I bought 2 subscriptions the same? I don't know. So, but yeah, I can now go online. I did have a quick go. I actually went. It was quite funny because I went online. It was just before midnight because I did one of the challenges. You get daily challenges. I did one challenge And then just as I finished that challenge, it came up on the screen, daily challenges have been renewed. I thought, oh, it must be midnight. So yeah, so done the challenge for nothing. But if I go on tonight before midnight, I'll have done 2 days on the trot, so that'll be all right. But yeah, so yeah, I don't mind going on tonight. But I can't be too late because I've got to be up for about 7. I need to get. I'm doing a bit of a naughty. For the benefit of those that aren't in the UK, we have this car condition test thing called an MOT. You have to take your car in and they test it for safety. It's a load of crap, to be honest with you. It's not worth the paper it's written on, but it's law. The things they test on aren't really, you can have a clapped out car that still passes the MOT, because if your seat belts work and your lights work and your indicators work and your car door isn't falling off, it's okay. It's not too much smoke pouring out the back. When I've had the car now, this is a 3rd MOT. The first MOT cost me over 500 quid to get through, and last year it was 380 quid. So I'm hoping I can get it through for less than 300 quid. And in the old days, if your MOT cost 300-400 quid, you just go scrap the car and I'll buy a new one. But these days, to buy a new car, even as like a 15-year-old car, you're talking about 1,500 quid. And the thing is, I know the history of my car for the last 2 or 3 years. I know what it's, and of course, if I spend 500 quid on it, I've got 12 months MOT. I could go out and buy another car. I could spend 1,500 quid and it's got 4 months MOT. So now I've got that same worry after 4 months. So the cat's going to be 150 quid. The MOT is going to be, I'm budgeting for 500. I'm being a bit safe there. And then it's like when you're doing woodwork projects, I still got to get all the nails for the pocket holes. I know I've got a pocket hole jig somewhere, but I've got to find that. If I can't find it, that's another 40 quid for the jig. Then you've got loads of stuff that you go, I forgot about that, so I've got to buy it. I can't find the charger for my drill, so I might even end up buying another drill. And I don't know whether to go down Lidl's and buy one, because their Parkside range, they're doing loads of tools and equipment that's all battery cordless, and it comes without the battery, but then you can buy the batteries. And it's one of these, it's like, what's that company where one battery fits everything in their range? And it's that principle. So, but I know I really wanted to buy, I don't know the names, but the saw, and you put the bit of wood and you can turn it at angles. I wanted to buy one of those, but because I got 32 bits of wood coming, 32 lengths of 2 meter wood, which is all going to have to be cut to size. I don't fancy doing that with a hand saw. But I've got my saw. It's like a track saw, but without the track. So the first thing I need to do is make a track. And if anyone's watched years ago, I did the desk update video. And the first thing I made was Ryobi. That's the one battery fits all. What's an absolute, my word of the day is game changer. So when you get a bit of plywood, the very first thing you want to make is what you do is you get a piece of wood that's roughly, you cut off a strip of wood about 2 inches thick. You then screw that to the end of the wood, So you now got a piece of wood on top of the plywood. You then get your saw, you lift up the blade, right? You place the saw, you make a mark. Sorry, you need to cut off another bit of wood. So you got your first bit of wood, you put your saw on with the blade up, and then you make a gap so it's exactly the same width as the saw, and then you cut it off at the border. Then you get your saw, or you put stop bits on as well. Then you plunge the blade in and you run the saw along. Now you've just made yourself a track. Cross cut, that's it, cross cut, Penny. But to be honest with you, the cross cut is just a replacement for a handsaw at the level that I do things. And I'm not doing 45, all my cuts are going to be 90 degrees. So yeah, so you make your cuts. So when you then want to cut a bit of plywood, you draw a pencil line where you want to cut it. You then clamp your homemade track on, and you put a couple of holes in so you can see where the lines are. Then all you need to do is put your saw in and go, and it's ever so simple. I also need to buy the 2 horses. You can get these plastic horses, they fold up, and then they've got a little hole in them, and they're exactly 1 inch. So the bits of wood that I'm getting, they fit in there, and you make yourself a little saw table. So that's another 100 quid for that. So it's all, and you know what it's like. You spend 10 quid here, 20 quid here. Next thing you know, you spent 200, 300, 400 quid. One other thing I bought 3 boxes of these, but I'm only going to show you one. So this desk that I've made, the biggest problem I've got with it is so damn heavy, I can't move it. So I bought these, and these are sets of 4 wheels, and they actually screw on 2 screws there and 3 screws in the side. So the next table is being made with wheels, and these come in a set of 4. 2 wheels. Let me switch cameras, guys. That'll be a lot easier. So 2 wheels are like that, which are just freewheeling wheels, and 2 are like that with the lock on. And then I'll put, because the main table is going to be so big, I'm putting 8 of these on, because if you cut the top off this, let me find a bit of paper. So this is my penny cad. So if you, without the top on, my table is that shape. So I want a wheel there, 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 and there. Obviously there's supports going upwards because you've got shelves under there, and the actual shape of the table is something like that. So there's where I'll work. Let me bring this in. So that's the shape with the table on, and then my chair will go there. There's my work area, and then here's all my drawers go across there, and then the next table's going to go in there, and that's going to have, oh God, I've got to show you this, guys. So this is going to be my spray booth. Right, it's actually probably going to go there, but again, because I've got wheels on them, so that'll have a wheel there, 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 and there. So that's all my wheels used up, and then I'll have a wall there. Right, whatever space I'm left with there, I'm just going to make that into a shelf. So let me show you this, guys, because I'm a bit chuffed with this. I had a bit of a revelation. So screen, entire screen, that one. Is that it? Right, that's it. Right, so bear with me. So I'll show you what I was going to buy. Because I want a spray booth. I have been spraying acrylics into cardboard box, and that's been fine. But I want to see if I can use, I've tried using non-acrylics, Mr. Leveling thinners and stuff, and that set off my asthma. Look how much that one is. Why is that 430 quid? So there you go. There's the cheapest one I can find at the moment. That is much cheaper than I found it before. But that's a spray booth with a turntable, with a light, and with an extractor fan. 88 quid. That's actually pretty good. Suddenly I had this revelation. I'm making a table, aren't I? So instead of buying the thing, extractor fan, £28.40. That's 4-inch, 150. I don't actually know what 150 meter cubed means in terms of, is it any good for airbrushing? But if it's no good, I'll buy another one of those, and then some flexible hose. That's £9. 3 meters should be enough because I'm going to have the spray booth below the window. So, and then just in case, probably won't need them, I've got a couple of these what do you call them, clamps for the hose, £3.74, and to finish it off, covered lighting, 20 quid. Damn it, make me own. And the only thing, see, where I partly got the idea from, let me end my screenshot, put me in. So where I kind of got the idea, is it Barbatos Rex or something? He's tested lots of things. And one of the things that he tested was a spray booth. He's got a video, it's something along the lines of, I bought the cheapest spray booth I could find on Amazon. And it was actually pretty good. But he said that because you get a little filter in it, and he says, I don't buy the filters for it. I go down the pet fish shop and I buy aquarium filter. So that's what I'm going to do. So all I need to do is build a strip of wood and then a wider strip of wood just to make a little channel, and then maybe make a grid, and then I can just take it out, put the filter in, and then there'll be the fan behind it. And I'll probably put the fan behind, and then that way, if I need another one, if it's not strong enough, I can put the second one on top. So there'll be suction from the top and the back. Now, it may well be that after using things like Mr. Leveling thinners and stuff like that, I still can't use it. Because the problem I had before, and obviously I was in an enclosed space and I was using a cardboard box, it stunk the whole craft room out. I've got 2 cats. I can't open the windows wide and it set my asthma off. But obviously if I've got the extractor fans, that might help. If it turns out that I still can't use those products and I can't use lacquers, well, then I've built myself a spray booth for acrylic paints, and there's no harm in having a spray booth for acrylic paints. It's got to be better than using a cardboard box, isn't it? So basically, by making my own spray booth, it's about half price. So, yeah. Abbreviation saw pen. Abbreviation, I've never heard that term before. Chris says I was going to say that too. Crosscut. Right, so yeah, that's it. So I've got 3 sets of wheels. I've got my wood coming Tuesday. I've got 2 pieces of plywood. I think I've got 18mm plywood, which I use for the desktops. The other modification I'm doing, I don't know if I can show you. I'll try to show you. So the monitors, they're on a, I don't know if you can see in there, that's part of the stand. So there's one clamp and then two arms come out the side, and that's, I don't know if you can see, there's a bit of wood. Oh, cats are having playtime. So there's a piece of wood going across. It's further down. It's further down. So there's a piece of wood going across, and the monitors are clamped onto that wood. And what's happening is the weight of the monitors is pulling the wood like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build the back of the table up, and I'm going to put a piece of 18mm plywood, and I can't show you the back of the monitors, but the way they go in, you've got a plate. These plates are attached to the clamp, but the plates have got 4 holes in them, and then the monitor, it has a little bit sticking out of the clamp, and you slide the monitor on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the plates, I'm going to drill 4 holes, bolt them to the piece of wood, which is going to be screwed to the uprights, and then they'll be bolted to the back wall. It means I won't be able to move them around. I've got these in a bit of an oval shape. They will be flat, but they'll be a lot more secure. As I say, the spray booth is going next to it, and all the spray booth will be, it'll be a small table. It might actually be better off buying a table, but I'm going to have a couple of drawers to put anything airbrush related. I'll have my paints at the back, or down the side, sorry. So my paint drawers, which are currently there, they'll go on to the spray booth. I'll keep all my paints at the spray booth table. And then obviously if I need them for hand painting, then I'll obviously just come across, get the paints I need. Excuse me, you know there's not enough room in here to run around. It's that time of the night. They have a big old playtime. But they're great. They play, now she's getting bigger, they play better together because he's so big and he used to run at her, and she's like a quarter of his size and she gets hurt. But now she's bigger. They're both kind of fighting equally, so that's all good. Yeah, so so Dominic, I do have a tip for you about the spray booth. I'm listening. I'm always listening. If someone's got a better idea than me, then yeah, I'm always listening. But yeah, that's the basic plan. The spray booth, where I build the spray booth, that will be purely paint stuff. My desk will have everything on it. This table will then get broken down because I can reuse all of the wood. Because the lengths of wood behind me, see this one, yeah, see that's not been cut down yet, and these bits here, that's still the full 2.4 meter length. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 2.4 meter lengths, and I've got 2 in the attic which I didn't use, and I'm going to be making a table, a workbench, which will be at the height to work on it standing up. So that side will be all my sit down jobs, and this one will all be my stand up jobs. And I'm going to see if I can get a back wall in. If I can get a back wall behind me, I really want a green screen, a proper, and I think the best green screen you can get, B&Q do paints in any color you want. They do about 500 shades of paint. And obviously what you do is you set your software to pick up a certain color. I think with StreamYard you can do, or Streamlabs, I think you can do blue or green. And I want a piece of plywood behind me, which I'm going to paint green. And I can have pictures in the background. I can make it look like I'm coming to you live from Paris or whatever. For example, if I'm doing a diamond painting, I can take the picture of the actual diamond painting and I can put that on the background. so you can see what I'm doing because it's in the background. You know, if I'm doing the mosquito, I can have a picture of the mosquito in the background. How cool would that be? And I just had a thought. Would that work for plywood? That's as cheap as you can get. I know I need a lot of it. But could I paint with acrylic paint for a backboard? I don't know. I don't know. The only trouble is if I put a background in, you can't see the cats in the background. But it would also have the advantage that if I can enclose the desk and then I use this side for cutting woods, the sawdust isn't going to get on the table so much. And I'm going to have interchangeable tabletops. I wanted to do that before. So for me modeling, I'm having the big, I've already got the cutting board. I've got a replacement cutting board. I've got, for anything clean, I've got like a purple leather look thing. And then anything for part work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get either hard foam or soft rubber, and I'm going to put that down, and then I'm going to put a piece of purple cloth over the top so that I've got a permanent work mat. And I'm going to look into doing different sections. So the tabletop that I do my part works on, I'm going to want a little built-in parts tray and then somewhere to put the screwdrivers. And so when I put things down, I can find them again. And my modeling table will have sections to put paints in and sections for my airbrush pot, the clean out pot, and somewhere to put my decal solutions and stuff. And I really want to get organized. And I've been saying that for years, and then things happen. But yeah, and it's going to be multifunctional. So yeah. So Dominic, what's this tip? So I think that is, I blabbered on about absolutely everything. I'll just check Dave's message. Oh, you've given me a link. Yeah, so that link you've just sent me, that is, I can't read that. That's in foreign. But yeah. Oh. Yeah, see, no, right. So you sent me a spray booth for 80 quid, which is great, and I can get 6% off. Then I will be live. Oh, no, that's an old message. Yeah, but again, you know, don't call it Titanic. Yeah, I can spend 80 quid on a spray booth, which is fine, then the job's done. But by buying those bits from Amazon, I mean, what is it? Let me do the quick cost up. So 28 quid for the fan. Let's call that 30. We've got £9 for the hose. That's 40. And then we've got the light, 60 quid. And I've already got a turntable. So, I'm only saving about 20 quid. Yeah, the 80's in euros. So I'm probably saving about 20 quid. But I'll have a spray booth. I mean, I could put a little shelf at the back of the spray booth. So when I'm painting stuff, I got somewhere to put stuff. Maybe I could have a shelf about 2/3 of the way up. So the bottom 2/3 has got the fan coming out. And then the top can just be a shelf. Because that's one of my problems I have. You spray a little bit, need somewhere to put it. So I can modify all this exactly as I want it. The only issue I've got, and you'd have this with any other spray booth, I don't know how to do the light to protect it from overspray. But yeah, I mean, my spray booth could be this big. So worst case scenario, I may have to buy 2 fans because the spray booth is But yeah, so I mentioned this to Lee. He said he uses cooler fans from a PC, which you've said there. That's all well and good, but I don't have any fans. So it's going to be simpler for me to use the bathroom extractor fan because it's all set up. All you got to do is have the hole and then put it in, and then 4 screws and it's in. And then what? I don't know if you get a plug with it because there's no plug list mentioned in the picture, but I think that's going to be a better option. The others are more for the kitchen. I have also used it once, but it doesn't work. Oh, okay. I'll have to look at that. And that's 5% discounted as well. Okay, but then I can always send stuff back. Let me have a look at PC fan then. PC fan. Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that might have been a better idea then. 120 mil silent fan for computer cases, cooling ultra quiet high airflow computer, 3-pack, 11.49. So I might actually just buy that anyway and send that fan back, and that'll give me 3 fans. That's going to be enough, isn't it? Yeah. So if I put the fans, cut 3 holes in the top, or 1 in the back, 2 on the top, or just use the 1, have spare. $5.99 each. Yeah, good tip that. Yeah. So then put the filter over between the fan and the outside, and then we'll build a channel out of the wood. We'll build it at 45-degree angle, have a hole on the top. I'm just going to have to fashion something circular to get the hose onto. It's going to be more work, but it's another. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll get that ordered now. There's no money off though. Oh, no money off. But that's the first fan I looked at. Another triple pack. I think that 3-pack is probably the way to go, isn't it? I ain't going to get a lot cheaper than that. There's a single PC fan for £7, but that's 21 quid for 3. Oh, I need someone with a maths head. 3-pack, 11.49. 5-pack, 21. I'll get the 11 quid one. Yeah. Okay, I'll get that ordered then, and I'll send. Yeah, do you want to join me tomorrow, Dominique? It's a chill and chat, chill and craft and chat and things. So if you want to join me, you're more than welcome. I'll get that ordered now, and then when the extract, because this is why I love Amazon. You can send stuff back for any reason. So obviously, if I know I'm going to send it back, I'll send it back to them unopened, and then as soon as I get my car back on the road, I'll take it down and get it sent back. So they are being ordered. Oh, I can get a 5-pack for $18.69. So bear with me. I'm just going to do some maths. I can't add up in my head anymore. I used to be awesome at maths. Oh, what's going on? Right. Calculator. 11.49 divided by 3. Sorry, bear with me a sec. 3.89. 83. I'm typing that in chat so I remember it. Right, 18.69 divided by 5. Do you know what? It's actually cheaper. It's cheaper to buy 3. 3 is £3.83 each. 5 is £3.73 each. Oh no, it's cheaper to buy 5. Right, okay, look, as they're 20 quid, I'm going to buy 5, and I'll put 2 or 3 in, And then I've got 2 spare for breakdowns. That'll work, won't it? I just hope they're powerful enough. Because you want fans that are so strong that if you put your finger in, you'll cut your finger, won't you? Some of those little fans, the 3D printer fans, they're only little, but they don't need to be big. But you could put your finger in and stop the fan. Right, okay. They're being purchased as we speak. Or I just want to check your account. Sometimes they can get money off. Sometimes they hide a little tick box and it says 5% off or something. Right, what's going on now? Right, there we go. 5 fans. Right, okay. Add to basket. And now I've put 2 in the basket. Oh, it has reduced. No, it hasn't. Right, there you go. They're purchased. So thank you, Dominique. You've just saved me a lot of money. Well, you saved me a few pennies, but no, you saved me over a tenner. So thank you very much. I take it Danielle is a bit of a computer expert, is she? Electronicsy thing. I'm seeing the new from. Oh, please don't tell me that. Right. Give me a second. I'm just buying these fans. And I'm going to show you something that you're going to expect anyway, because you know I'm a US Navy fan. Right, that's been done. That's coming Tuesday. 2 secs. I'm just going to climb under the desk. So, did somebody say the Kinetic E2C? I don't know how they packed it. I've had the screws out of the box and I can't fit them back in again. Now, I've seen this built on YouTube and it requires a lot of work. And the dilemma that I'm in, cartograph decals, the dilemma that I'm in is I've got 2 kits to build. This one has, PC fans will probably not be powerful enough. Oh, we'll see. We'll see. Listen, on Tuesday, I will have a bathroom fan and PC fans. One of them's going back. Right, so this has been built a few times on YouTube. So I've got plenty of research on it and I know where it's going to go wrong and where I'm going to have to put extra work in. So, but the downside is, if I build this on YouTube, I'm not really adding much to the world of YouTube. You know, there's been some very good builders have built this and you can get build videos. The other one that I want to build, which I think is very similar, is its brother. I call it its brother because the C2 and the E2 are pretty much the same. This hasn't got the dome, the disc on the top, and it's got a slightly different body shape. Now, this hasn't been YouTubed much, which means I have no research, but by building it on YouTube, I'm now adding something to the world of YouTube. But the new Kinetic, is it a new tooling or is it this? Because there's quite a few versions of this. Obviously, I've made sure that I've got the US Navy version because that's what I want to do. But I know they already do. They already did do a French version, and I think they did. I want to say Japanese version. Is it a Japanese version? But yeah. So spoiler for you. I'm in the new year. I am starting on a very terrible Harrier kit. I wish I hadn't started it now. It's terrible. So with the Harrier kit, it's got closed. You've got these little vents on the air intakes, and this started off because I saw some pictures with them open and some with them closed. At the time, I didn't know why they were open when they were closed. So I ended up buying a book, and I've been doing research. Building with the boys, how are you? You always come as I'm closing down a stream, don't you? Every time. I got something very embarrassing to say, although it turned out good. So I was bored the other night, and your weekly catch-up came up, and I watched it, and I thought, he's not released one for a while. And that's when I realised I hadn't watched the previous week. So I got 2 in one night. So that was a good night for me. Two weekly catch-ups from Building with the Boys. Can't think of a better night. So I'm researching this Harrier on Wikipedia and various other sites. And eventually I found the answer on Brit Modeler. Someone's already asked this question. And what it is, it's got these vents. They pretty much open themselves. It's to do with the air pressure when it comes through the air intakes. When it's on the ground, the vents will be open. When it's in flight, they'll be closed. So that means the Tamiya version, it's obviously, as far as those vents are concerned, it's designed to be in flight. So I'm like, right, but I want it on the ground. This has cartograph decals. I send to you the link of Super Hobby. Yeah, that's got cartograph decals as well. Look. Cartograph decals of Italy. So I don't know. I'd look into it on Scale Mates. That tells you the full history. Right. So then I'm thinking, right, I can cut those vents away. Then, because I'd bought this book, it's a book on the I don't know if I brought it. Bear with me a sec. I'll be 2 secs because I accidentally brought it home with me. So this is the book I bought. Wasn't expensive, but it's a very good book. And it's got the foreword, obviously. It's written by Lieutenant Commander David Morgan, who was a pilot for the Navy during the Falklands War. And it's got his aircraft. So you got the introduction. You got some nice pictures in it. You've got the guys on the Hermes hand painting, because the Invincible had, I'm going to call them extractor fans. So they had the facilities to use spray paint in the hangars. The Hermes didn't, so they had to hand paint all the aircraft. So again, that's saying to me, don't over-weather the Harrier. Sorry, I meant to say also I've got the decals for the Falkland version. So I don't want to over-weather it because they've only recently been painting. Then you've got, but again, look, I don't know if you can see it. You've got those vents are open, but they're on the ground. Then you've got somewhere. Right. That is a picture of the actual one that I'm building. That's the one that shot down a dagger. And you can see that he's got one sidewinder missing. So now I know which sidewinder to remove because I've got the picture there. Then it goes into, you've got a map of the Falklands where all of the, every single plane shot down. It tells you where it was shot down. Then you've got, and this is where it got dangerous. This is a list of every aircraft that got shot down during the Falklands War. And I have found my aircraft. Not my aircraft that I'm building, but I found the one that my aircraft shot down. It's a Dagger, shot down on the 24th of May. Its registration was C430. Well, you know what's coming next, don't you? I'll come back to that. And then it goes into every single aircraft. And it tells you a little bit about them, and you've got pictures. Again, can you see that the vents are closed now? That's because they're in flight. So what's coming next? Because I found the aircraft that now logic would say, let's build I don't know what happened there, guys. The screen just went funny and it just lost. I'm still streaming, aren't I? Can someone just type anything in chat? Maybe put the word Tamiya glue, just to make sure I'm still streaming. I could probably still look on my. Yeah, I'm still streaming, aren't I? Yeah. Okay. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, no, I'm still streaming. Sorry, guys. I don't know what happened. It just went. My screen went pink. But yeah, there's my Tamiya glue, so I know that I'm still streaming. So yeah, back now. Oh, that's made the chat go mental there, isn't it? Jobberton, how are you, my friend? Yeah, okay, now back now. Yeah, so you can only do wheels down. So how would it look if I did the Harrier with a sidewinder missing, sat next to the aircraft that it shot down fully intact? I don't know. So I'll have a little closer look. But anyway, so obviously one thing's leading on to another. I know how I can adapt those vents. One video that I watched was by Man's Model Moments. If you're interested in doing this Harrier, there's 2 videos to watch. One is doing the Harrier as your first kit, and he goes through it very basic. You know, for example, he doesn't use decal solutions because he assumes you're not that advanced. He tells you how to build it. Then he has another video on how to make that model completed better, and he's cutting this bit off and that bit, and he's replacing I'm not going to replace the cockpit, but he's doing all sorts to it. And I'm watching this and I'm just going, and the more I watch, the more I realize the details terrible. I'm really drilling holes out left, right, and center and doing all sorts. So don't be surprised if one of the Harrier videos is titled "I Don't Like This Kit," because there's so much wrong with it. But yeah, I still haven't decided how I'm going to present the aircraft. I'd like to do it in flight, because I think that'll be better for building the Dagger as well. And then I'd like to just offset the sidewinder a little bit to make it look like he's just hit the button about 1/10 of a second ago. But should be a simple enough build. Anyway, so once I've done the Sea Harrier, I'm then doing probably an older aircraft, probably something along the lines of, don't know. I want to veer away from US Navy. Maybe, what about the Mistel? What do you reckon to a Mistel for the build after the Sea Harrier? Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I've got it all planned anyway. Oh, I am doing, yeah, I'm doing either the Greyhound or I'm doing the the Hawkeye, the E2 or the C2. I haven't decided which one yet. The Greyhound looks more colourful because it's got like blue seats and things in it. But again, it depends. To be honest with you, I think I'll be back enough in the game to tackle that Greyhound. I think the main problems is just going to be seam lines and lots of filler and lots of sanding. And even the Tomcat and the Mosquito had lots of filler. How about the Vampire? I got to see one in summer, such an unusual jet. Yeah. But I would rather do a kit that I actually own at the moment. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to sort of categorize them by era, country, and like jet propeller. And my next build is a British Cold War jet. So I want to try and change at least 2 of those. So if I go to like the Mistel, that's a World War II German aircraft, a German propeller. And then I'll come back to modern American jet. I just want to mix. Otherwise, I mean, if I did, I know some of you guys like the US Navy aircraft, but if I built one after the other of US Navy aircraft, you know, how much is some of you going to lose interest? And how much will I lose interest if I'm doing the same thing? This is something that I did with Warhammer. I built Chaos Armies, which are effectively blood red, brass, and black. And everything you're painting is essentially those 3 colours. Obviously, anything with skin will have a skin colour. And for something different, I painted some Dark Angels up. A, it was Warhammer 40k, and B, it was a completely different colour. So I've switched from painting red to green, and that really did perk my interest up. And I think if I'm painting US Navy or US Navy grey all the time, you'll become grey, don't you? And this Mosquito, I'm going to switch cameras. I am, because you're up to, I can show you it because you're up to date on where I am. I have never ever in my life done RAF camouflage, and I am so happy with the way that turned out. I'm so happy. I'm looking forward to the next RAF plane. The only issue I've got with it, I've got some silvering on the decal there. I think that's my fault. I think I didn't push the water out enough. And I'm hoping that I'll get away with, if I flood that with decal solution and then just pierce it with a knife, I think that might sort that out. But it needs another coat of gloss. The gloss came out bad. I think that was I think I had a dirty airbrush and it spluttered. And I've got, I don't know if you can see all these spots. But I'm happy enough with it. But it needs another coat of gloss. Then I'm going to put some wash over the top and wipe the wash. And then it's going over with the matte varnish. And then I just need to put the, I've got some greebly bits to do. I've got the masks for all the canopies coming, so they'll get masked. But I've scheduled this for 2 more videos and then it's complete. The one coming out in 2 weeks, the title for that I've penciled in, weathering, which will obviously be weathering and things like the antenna and sticking the wheels on and stuff like that. And then the last part is final look, which is just going to be, right, here's the model, guys. This is the bits I do like. These are the bits I don't like. But if I can't get everything done in the next video, I can finish them off in the next video. But I really do want to finish it in 2 issues. And then I take my 2-week break for Christmas. And then we start the Sea Harrier. I'm also starting the Apollo 11 in the new year. And that's an absolutely dreadful kit. I'm probably going to hate scale modeling by the time I finish the Sea Harrier and the Apollo 11. But I'm not one of these modelers that have to get it absolutely perfect. And if I make a bad model, I will still publish the videos. I've actually got another mosquito because I had to buy another one, but I'm probably going to build the Recon version with the Bombay doors shut, because I bought another one for the little, you've got, this is really funny. You've got two little bits there that hold the Bombay doors open, and I lost one. So I bought another kit just for them, and then one of them snapped off. But I've got the bit, and if I can't find the bit, then I can just get some stretch. It's just a little tiny bit about that big, of about that thin, and I can just get some stretch sprue. But yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind going through 10 videos or so and end up with a bad model. All my aim in life is with scale models is the next one, I want to make it better than the last one. I've now learned the importance of the clean airbrush when you're using gloss varnishes. Maybe it was the varnish. What varnish did I use? I used this Vallejo Mecha varnish. Maybe the varnish was no good. Maybe the varnish was too thick. That's what I thought. P40 silvering is trap tear, puncture with a pin and add more. Yeah, that was going to be my next thing to try. I was going to swamp it with decal solution and then just get a knife. I've got a really pointy blade. I bought the wrong blades, but this is more pointy, and for some things it's actually a better blade. So yeah, that's what I'm going to try. I'll put decal solution on, because I did have to cut it a little bit. It was having trouble. Let me switch the cameras again. So Shadow was telling me it's bedtime. You can hear him chirping. So there is so much detail there. You've got all the rivets, and then you've got this little bulgy bit there, and it had a little bit of trouble conforming. It was absolutely fun. Given how thick these decals were, I think that's absolutely brilliant. There's about 5 layers of decal solution, but that you can see there and there is conformed perfectly. This one, it just seemed to have a bit of trouble. So I just stabbed it with a knife blade a few times. There's about 5 little tiny holes there, and it's conformed nicely. There's a little tiny bit there. That's definitely an air bubble or water, because that moves. And then there's a little bit there. I don't want to scratch it with the, but I need to get that done before I do the varnish, because obviously that once I varnish, that'll set that in. But yeah, all I need to do on that now is obviously sort that one decal out. So that's about a day's work, because when you do the you have to wait for the decal solution to set. So I'll probably do that tomorrow afternoon. And then on Tuesday, I'll see what it's like. And then if it's okay, I'll go over with a gloss varnish. I'll stick the dark dirt. Well, I've got 2 cats attacking me at once. I can see you because you're on camera. You don't like to see. You don't seem to like being watched. I was watching. I got a delivery today, and it was Amazon, but they packed it with the, they use the rolls of paper to pack it with. And she was making a bed inside the cardboard box, and I thought, oh, this is fun. I started filming her. As soon as she saw me filming her, she just went at me and didn't do any more. So, the wheels are done, as you know from previous videos, but that needs to be touched up. Just the tires need touching up, because there's silver overspray on it. But I'd rather get overspray on the tires from doing the framework than getting overspray on the framework after doing the tires. And I'll probably hand paint those tires because they're big and they're easy to do. And And then, yeah, like this things like a couple of aerials and things, but they're the sort of, but then I've got to do the canopy. In case you missed the beginning, I've got, there's 2 masks for the mosquito. There's one that I thought looked better, but it was out of stock, and it's somewhere in between the shop and here at the moment. I think it'll come tomorrow. And then there's this mask, which it looks okay, but I don't think it looks as good as the other mask. But I'll give that mask a try. If I can work with it, then the other mask. I didn't want to use masks. I actually wanted to do the masking tape and knife trick, but the canopies, it's all curved, and there's a little bit of detail on the top, and I don't know which bit to mask and which bit to leave. Whereas those pre-cut masks, you just pop it in and it's done. It knows which bits to do. So on the mosquito, I'm suggesting use a mask for it. The Sea King. What are you destroying? Oi! You're standing on my what? That's probably why my monitors are going. That's probably why it disconnected for a second. I bet it was a cat on the wire. Bear with me a sec. Would you like a beating? Would you like a beating? She's got off now. She's took a hint. She never does as she's told. It's the first time she's ever done as she's told. Yeah, so I think like the Sea King and probably the Hawkeye and that, I think I can do those with masking tape and a knife. And I found an easier way. Call me stupid if you want. When I mask, I want to mask the whole lot. The canopy for the Sky Raider, I masked the whole lot off. I don't need to mask the whole lot off. All I need to do is make a little border around the edge and then fill the rest in with masking solution. That's a lot simpler, isn't it? So long as your masking solution overlaps the masking tape but doesn't go all the way to the other edge, you got it covered, haven't you? And I owe you an apology, P40, if you're still watching. You got me onto that. No, not that. I can't see it, but it's the masking solution made by these guys, the guys who make the microset. You recommended that, and I bought it, and I looked at it, and it said water soluble, and I'm like, well, that ain't going to work because acrylic paints are watered down, aren't they? But the more videos I watch on masking, there it is. I think that's it. There we go. Micro mask. So many modelers are recommending that. I think that's the one I'm going to go with. So that's my apology to you, P40, for doubting you. How dare I doubt you, P40? I know you know what you're talking about when you... right, so let's catch up with... we'll look into that vampire. Definitely, because I quite like... how do we call it? The underrated, the aircraft we don't talk about so much. And obviously I'm looking... See, if I did, let's say, for example, a Spitfire... everyone does a Spitfire. So what am I bringing to the YouTube world by doing an aircraft that 58 modelers have done on YouTube? So something like a Vampire. Yeah. And now that I've just discovered a love of doing RAF camouflage, and this wasn't pre-cut masks. What I did with this, in case you haven't seen the videos, I photocopied the instructions. I then cut all of the pieces out, and then I used that as a template for masking tape. I placed it over the mask and then cut around it. So they aren't exact. Some of the areas are a little bit out, but they're pretty much there. The only hard bit really was, and if you look really closely, you can see it's not dead straight anyway. So obviously you've got grey and green on the top, you've got black underneath, and the black comes all the way almost to the top. But if you see there, that's where the black meets the top, and you see I haven't got that dead straight. Sorry, it's too much light bounce because it's got gloss varnish on. But you can see if you look really closely, it's not dead straight, but I'm happy enough with it. So that says to me I need to do more RAF camouflage. But I've got I've got a Tornado under there somewhere. I've got a Jaguar because I want to do the Jaguar because it's RAF Coltishall. Same reason I'm doing the Sea King, but I've been up in a Sea King, and I'm doing Chipmunk. You got to do that Chipmunk as well, haven't I? Right, so nice. Right, it's like why I jump on British Model Part Works, Routemaster, Lancaster, as I get tired of constant. Yeah. I mean, I love the US Navy aircraft. Now, if it's possible, I will hope to build one of everything, absolutely everything. But if I do US Navy after US, I need to break it up and do other stuff. And I want stuff that's got stories behind it. I know one of the ones I'm doing, I want to do that B-17. I've got so much I want to do anyway, but I want to do the B-17. I need to do the B-17. I've got two B-17s, which I'm going to combine the parts. One is a more, well, it's the correct version, but with a crap interior. The other one has got a better interior, which I'm going to take the interior out. I'll probably end up building both anyway. But I'm going to be building it as an assembly ship. And the reason I want to get that done is I'm looking at the B-24 because they've got a Norfolk base, one base from RAF shipped them. But I found the decals for an assembly ship from RAF shipped them. So I want to do the assembly ship for the B-17 so that I know if I want to do another one. This Liberator one is a lot more complex. The one I'm doing, it's paint it all white, stick blue decals on it, blue dots all over it. Which I haven't decided if I'm going to use the decals or just make circle templates and spray it on. If I'm going to silver my decals, I think I'll be better off spraying them on, won't I? So I need to get that B-17. So I might do the B-17 after the Sea Harrier. Does anybody disagree? But yeah, and that'll switch from Cold War jet to Second World War bomber, and then maybe I could then go and to, I know it's still American, but American propeller, modern. Can we call the Hawkeye modern? I could see, obviously, like it's Cold War, isn't it? It was around in the Cold War, but because it's still in service today, I would consider it modern. Harrier, I would consider Cold War because it's no longer in. Yeah. So anyway, if I end up going through the list of everything, and one of the plans, and I've got this in the back of my head, I really want to do an A10 at some point in my life. But I watched a video today. If anyone watches any of the Simon Whistler YouTube videos, he's got one called, I can't remember if it was Mega Projects or Side Projects, but he's starting a new thing of A versus B. And he's comparing the A10 to the Russian, is it the Frog, is the SU-35, is it the Frogfoot? It's basically the Russians' version of the A10. And it was a really good video. And in all fairness, the Frogfoot, I think, won and it probably deserved to. And it was a really good video. I mean, obviously I'm rooting for the A10 because it's just an absolute monster. But where the A10 lacks is it's no good in air-to-air fights, whereas the Frogfoot can, and it's proven more in conflicts. And after watching that video, not only do I now want to build the A10, but I want to build the Frogfoot as well. So I might have to stop watching YouTube. Right, so hello Ian, Silvering is trapped there. I'm going to bed tomorrow. I will come live. Yeah, well, anyone's welcome, especially P40. I haven't seen you enough on my streams lately. Night Dominique, with a little pin, make hole. Yeah, I think it'll be fine. And listen, if it doesn't work, I think it'll work. But even if it didn't work, I've learned something from building that Mosquito, and it wasn't a super expensive kit. You know, if I threw that in the bin or gave it away to someone, I think if I gave it to someone, I think they'd appreciate it. And that's the mark that it's at least got some, it's at least decent. But if I built that again, I know that it would be better. I know where it could have been improved. Obviously, I now know a little bit. I mean, this is the second model I put decals on, this one being the first. And this was done with Microset Microsol. Apart from one decal, this was done with Ultimate Modeling Products Strong Solution. And it's the first time I've used their solution. This has come out very good. But all the decals have had about 6 or 7 goes because it's Tamiya. Tamiya's are really thick. And now someone's saying to me, I can't remember who it was, I think it might have been P40. If you're putting Tamiya decals on, you're better off using Tamiya decal solutions because they've made that to work with their decals. And I'm like, do you know what? You've just pointed the obvious. But yeah, that makes sense. So maybe next time I'll go and buy Tamiya decal. Is there any harm in having 3 or 4 different brands of decal solution? But I think I need to do another Tamiya kit and use the ultimate. Here it is. I think I need to use this more. So I'm going to make some kits up. I've got a few kits somewhere. I'm just going to spray primer over them and then put a random color paint. And I'm going to, so obviously you get leftover decals and stuff. And I think I'm just going to put decals all over the place and use this. And just the more I apply decals, the better I get. It's the same with anything, isn't it? So, hey, the wires are full of cats. No wonder the streaming didn't work. Yeah. Can you see now why I want to put a cat bed behind me? So when they're off again, they're off. But I like it when they run around the house. It means they wouldn't do that if they weren't happy. Right. Once the micro mask is dry, the water in the paint won't affect it. Yeah. Listen, all those modelers wouldn't recommend the same product if it didn't work. So I love RAF camo. I do now. I absolutely love it. I do love it. In fact, now, because I've got Spitfires, you know I don't love Spitfires. It's not that I don't love Spitfires. It's that if you did every Spitfire out there, you'd have about 200 of them, wouldn't you? And it's just, it's samey. But I know somewhere I have... Oh, I'll tell you what else I got. I showed you this last time. I fell in love with this kit just looking at it on YouTube. That, I think, is just model porn. Let me grab... I haven't even opened it, look. So the way... You can't see it on the box art, but all of that inside, there's all this framework. And it all just goes together lovely. And it's just, listen, guys, look up Airfix 48 scale Avro Anson and you'll see what I mean. And it's just beautiful to go together. It's just engineering excellence. But that's got camouflage on it. So, right. MP Mullivan, I'm going to rest. See you, Penny, in next stream. You too. Have a good week. I am live tomorrow night doing the Ecto 1. Let's see what more damage I can do to the Ecto 1. Because I can't believe what I did last time. I'm just really grateful they sent me replacement parts. Take care MP model for plastic. Hi, me and Fraser. There we go. Use Tammy and Mark. I think it was you who made that comment on the video about the Tamiya, but that makes so much sense. Use the Tamiya decal solution for Tamiya decals. I've got Humbrol decal fix. Would you use that for Airfix? But then if Airfix uses Cartograph decals, so if you find something that works well with decals. But to be honest with you, I think, like, if you look at, let me switch the camera again. If you look at all of the other decals, look at the way that's conformed to that little rib there. Right, you look at those decals. There's decals on decals. Yeah, all of the other decals, that one is absolutely amazing. I love the way that's gone down. You've got the little Grim Reaper there. Yeah, all of the decals have gone down fine. Like all these ones here, they've gone down fine. And I know that once there's a coat varnish gone over there, that's going to even all of that out. You can hardly see the edges of the decals. It's just that one. I don't think the problem is with the decal solution. I think the problem is with me applying the decal solution. I'm not hugely experienced. I'm not the most skillful. I'm on a learning curve. I think if I went back in time and did that again with the knowledge I've got now, I don't think we'd have this conversation now about the decal solutions. I think you'll say, yeah, you got a good enough solution there. I think it's user error, not product error. But, we'll see how it goes next one. But let's say you get spare decals with everything. I've got leftover decals from the Mosquito. I think I have anyway. Yeah, so I've got leftover decal. What's this for? Oh, there you go. So there's an abandoned project decals. So I don't know what Italiari uses. Zanchetti. So there's a load of decals I can use. So I think I need to make some kind of mule. Oh. No, that's something I thought. I lost my membership card for IPMS. IPMS means I can't get into any events free. And I thought I found it, but it's the 2022 card. But never mind. Yeah, so the spare, this is actually a decal sheet, the whole decal sheet for the Mosquito. There you go. So there's my leftover decals from the Mosquito. So yeah, I think I need to get, I bought some broken kits. I've also had someone give me some kits to do whatever I want with. So like I got a 1:72 scale B17. It's got a couple of broken propellers. I won't be able to repair it. I'm not good enough to repair it. But what I can do is spray over it, maybe a grey, and then I'll stick loads of decals over it. I need to spray. I need to find something. I need to start spraying again with varnish because obviously I'm not 100% with varnish. But that's the whole point of doing models, isn't it? I've said it before. I'll say it again. I want my next one to be better than this one. So actually, I've set myself a nice benchmark. Right. I know. I would use Microset and Microsol wherever possible. They are oldest and best decal solutions. Yep, granted, I do like these ultimate setting solutions. But one thing to consider is the guys who do Ultimate, they tend to be car modelers a bit more, don't they? So maybe they're better solutions to use for car models. I don't know. I don't want to waste them, but yeah, maybe and also, well, this strong solution, because I use strong solution, I put about 1, maybe 2 coats less decal solution on them than the Microset Microsol. If it requires 10 coats of I get the 2 words muddled up, which one is which. Microsol. I think the second one should be set. Sol to put the decal on, and then set to set it into the model. But set is the one to put it on, and Sol is the one to make it conform. I don't know. But this is why I've had to put numbers on the top. Number 1, number 2. So I use number 1 first, and then I use number 2, and that makes it easier for me. And I can see the level on the sole is lower than the set because I'm using more of it. But yeah, there you go. Now I'm thinking about it more. To put the decals on, instead of using the set, when you're using the Ultimate setting solution, you wet the surface with water. Then you put the decal on, then you put the solution on. When you use the micros, you put set onto the model, you put the decal on, then you put sol. So when you think about it, we're putting water on, and then we're trying to get that water out. So we probably set up the problem, haven't we? Anyway, I'm rabbiting on about that way too much. So Chris says, when I do start the VW, I'm thinking, shall I do it as it is or change the color? Right, Chris, I am not, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not saying you can't do it or you're not good enough or whatever. You're talking an expensive model, and as far as I know, you haven't changed colors of things before. I think you need to walk before you run. If you want to start painting things, I would get something cheap. Maybe go on to eBay and maybe look for some model cars and strip the paint off them, repaint them. You know, buy some model cars for 10 or 20 quid. Don't make your first colour change project a £1,400 model. That would be my advice to you. Try maybe buy anything, buy a truck, strip the paint off, paint one side one colour, and then maybe paint the other side 2 colours. So you got to mask it off. Does that make sense? Nothing against you changing colours, but do you know if you're able to do it first? So do something simpler first, because even if you know what you're doing, you're probably still going to make mistakes, because that is the way life is. I've just been talking about decals. That's the second model that I've applied decals to. That's not come out as good as the first one. So after this was gloss varnished. I put decals on. They come out absolutely perfect. I then applied the exact same formula to the Mosquito, and it's not come out as well. P40, would you agree with that advice? Don't make a color change. Don't make your first color change project the Samba, a 1,400 quid. It's over £1,000, isn't it? I'd rather see you wreck a £20 Matchbox car that was probably already damaged anyway. In fact, don't even go on eBay. You could probably go to a car boot sale. Someone is bound to have a box full of old cars that are all bashed, because you know when you're young, you throw your cars about, all the paint's chipping off. It might sell to you for 50p. That's what I would do, and repaint those. And look up, do a YouTube search on I'm just checking my sources first. Oh, hang on. There we go. Marty's Matchbox Makeovers. What he does is he gets Matchbox cars and he repaints them. So there's one here I'm looking at. Restoration 73A 10-ton pressure refueler from 1959. And looking at the start picture, it's a right old state. So you'll learn how to strip paint, how to prime, different types of primer. Guys, does anybody know anything about, you've got two products I've been looking at, is Tamiya Metal Primer and Mr. Metal Primer, or Photo Etch. It looks like a clear liquid and it's for priming photo etch. I thought it comes with a I thought it came with a brush, but it looks like it doesn't come with a brush. It looks like you paint it over photo etch, but it's clear. And is it an etch primer? Because obviously a lot of model paints won't stick to metal with it. We tend to get away with it because if you're gluing some photo etch inside a cockpit and then you put paint over it, paint will sit on metal. But if you put it on the outside and you rub it, it's like the Route Master. If you do that screw a little bit too hard, the paint comes off, and that's because it's not been primed underneath. And obviously, if you don't touch it, the paint won't come off. It's only when you make contact. So I don't know. I've seen a couple of videos and they seem to recommend them. But it's just something I come across the other day. And there's all sorts of little tricks I'm seeing, like burning the photo etch to burnish it or something. Anyway, so P40 says, set is the glue to help the decal adhere. Sole help. Yeah, I know. It's the wording. You would think the one that you use to set the decal into the detail would be called set, not sol, and the one that's called set is the first one. This is why I write the numbers on, so I know which one is the first and which one is the second. Right, Chris Davis, no problem. I would like the T1 in yellow, P40, and yeah, I agree, Penny. Yeah, you do like it yellow, don't you? Funny, isn't that funny when people have funny their favorite colors? I like purple, and I'm like, when Chris says he likes yellow, I'm like, oh, not too keen on yellow. But he's probably saying the same thing about purple, isn't he? He's probably going, purple, oh God, that's a horrible color. Right, guys, I've got nothing to add to the stream anymore, I don't think. I've got shown you everything I bought. The only thing I haven't got, which is coming in the post, is the decals for the F100, because I showed you the F100 last time. I think it's up there. Yes. But I'm doing that in RAF Lakenheath colours. The F111 is already in. Have I shown? Did you see the F111 P40? Got it second hand off Scale Mates. Well chuffed with it. And it is the RAF Lakenheath version, so there's no decals to buy. It's got a sealed box. I don't know if it's original sealed, but I can hear some loose bits, so that seal staying on there. I've got the F4, which I'm not going to do for a while. That's going to be converted to RAF Lakenheath, but I need to make sure, because it's not the right mark. It's the F4C. I think I need the F4D. So I need to do the research on that to modify it. I bought the B-type bus, Airfix B-type bus. Couldn't believe it. £5 in a charity shop. The actual bag of sprues is still sealed. The decals look excellent. The instructions are missing, but they've already been downloaded from Scalemates. And then I'm downloading the instructions for the Ochre B-type bus for the colours. Now, Dave has sent me something which I said I'd look at after the stream. That might even help me even more. Knowing Dave, it will. Yes. No. Right. I know you're not watching, Dave. Oh. Yes. No, it's the insides. It's knowing where the inside starts and finish. But I am doing the Ochre one. Let me show you. Because I'm actually considering, after the new year, I will be doing 5-part works. You've got Robocop, Gauntlet, Eddie Stobart, Warhammer, and the ET, because the ET's starting in the new year. Now, the Eddie Stobart, I think it will finish for me in June. The last issue is due to be published on the 29th of May. And I think I'll be about 4 issues behind then. So I think my last issue will be the 26th of June. At that point, there will be 9 Warhammers left. But the Warhammer, I may be extending that because the Warhammers I'm not painting fully, because I can't paint them and make them and produce a video in a week. So all I'm now doing is just building them and Zenithal highlighting them. But then what I'll do is I'll end up doing bonus videos where I finish this one. This is what it looks like. And then you've seen the premium kit today. So they're on top of that. There's another one you haven't seen. It's just like an Orc boss. So I think that Warhammer will probably be going on for many more weeks. Then, of course, the Lancaster's coming out. I don't know if I want to do it. It looks like it's going to be an amazing model. But do I need another part work? I've got the 1:48 scale Lancaster. I think I can get a bigger one. So and there'll be another part where I heard the Apache's just coming out, isn't it, from Agora? Do I want to do that? But if it is, apparently the scale's round about 1:24. Now, if it's 1:24 from Agora, I'm not doing it because I know I can get a 1:24 scale model for a fraction of the price. I'm not going to do the same scale as I can buy. But if there's another part work comes out I want to do before June, that's going to give me no space. But basically what I want to do is between now and June, I want to build the Airfix bus, the B-type bus. And then once the Eddie Stobart finishes, I'm going to no longer do part works on a Wednesday. I'm thinking about calling that Wooden Wednesday. And I'm going to start it off with the Ochre bus. Bear with me, I can't find my cursor. Ochre. Share screen. Sorry, bear with me. Right, so I am going to do this. Now, I know I will already have built the Airfix version, but this is 1:24 scale and it's made out of wood. And I've looked at the instructions and it looks beautiful. But, God, adverts. Once, I mean, it's something like 50 stages. So the format that I'm going to do is I will record each stage and I will just put all the stages together to make one video of about 20 to 30 minutes. So if I get lots of stages done quickly, there'll be more stages. If one stage takes me 20 minutes, it'll be one stage. When I finished that, the next one I want to do, and I really want to do that, and that's the wrong section. There we go, this. Once I finish the bus, I'm doing this. And I can come up with loads of reasons to do that. One, it's the same scale as the B-type bus. B, it's a tram, it's something different. Look, you see that it says high skill level, but you guys, this might mean nothing to you guys. Abbey Wood, Belvedere, Erith, Dartford. I used to go past them when I worked at Dartford, when I was in Gravesend. That's where my bus route used to go. I didn't do Erith, didn't do Dartford, but I was based at Dartford. But that's essentially the 229 route I used to drive. I know Plumstead, I know Abbey Wood. So that is just, there's so much significance there. And it's a wooden kit. So, and then by the time I've got through that one, I can come up with something different. I quite like this. Everybody knows this. But that could be my third build, the Stephenson's rocket. So yeah, Wooden Wednesday. Can anyone think of anything then? Because remember, I lost the Hermione. But if we look at maybe this one, the Albatross, right? And I've picked that one because it's the beginner level, right? So do that. The hardest thing about that probably is the rigging. Rigging scares me. But maybe by the time I've done that, I'll have a bit of competency in rigging. So then maybe I can look at something. Why is that not going back? There we go. And then, you know, once I've done that, maybe I can look at our Flying Dutchman. That's got a yellow difficulty. That's expensive though, but actually that looks a really nice kit. Again, rigging, that looks more complicated than the last one. Painting should be easy, shouldn't it? It's all the same color. So yeah, so I think that might be a nice idea. And again, can I cancel that? If I film, because I think my videos are, I think it's a problem with my analytics. Some of my videos go on for over an hour, and I think that gets, I think sometimes people, even if they want to watch it, they don't watch it because it's just too long. So I think what I'll do is I will record. So I tried it out with the Gauntlet. I filmed 5 episodes of the Gauntlet, and all I did was I just hit the record button and I went Infinity Gauntlet issue 27, take 1, give myself a bit of a pause, built it. And then I looked at the clips and then I grouped the clips based on the length. And the videos, the next 5 videos that are coming out, 27 and 28 I put together. That's a 12-minute video. 29 is 10 minutes. Each stage 30 is 9 minutes. Stage 31 is 9 minutes. So they're all consistent. They're all, those 5 issues are now between 9 and 12 minutes. If I'd have put stage 28 with 29, that would give me a video of about 8 minutes, and then the next one would be maybe 13 minutes. So yeah, I think I'll build, see, like the first 2 stages of the Opera B-type bus, I think stage 1 is always use a knife, a sharp blade, when you cut the pieces of wood off the sprue. And then step 2 is when you cut the pieces off, rub them with a bit of sandpaper. So I'll probably get about 5 stages done in issue 1, and then there'll be some that take longer. So anyway, I'm waffling on. The stream's been 3.5 hours. It's 11:30 at night, and I've got 12 people watching. I must be doing something right, guys. Unless I've got some kind of hypnotic gaze. So before I go, any questions, any comments, anything you want to say, anything I might have missed, anything you want me to do, anything you don't want me to do? Did I tell you about the Advent calendar? That's coming out. It's actually coming out the 30th of November. The reason it's coming out 30th of November is I'm kind of explaining what it is, and then I begin building on the 1st of December. That is going to be a series. They've already been uploaded. That's going to be a short video every day. Some of the, like, so obviously there's part workers out there that don't look at the full build. They look at each individual issue and they go, oh, this is really good value for money. That one's not really good value for money. So I'll be honest with you, some of the stages on the Advent calendar are a bit crap. One of the stages is, here's a cleaning cloth. That's the day's video. But day 24 is you attach the bottom to the top of the model, and it's done. Then on Christmas Day onwards, you don't have to watch it on Christmas Day. I know a lot of people are banned from YouTube on Christmas Day, which is why Christmas Day video is pretty short and shit. Sorry. So I'm starting a competition. There are 12 videos coming out Christmas and New Year week. And all they are just different crafts. I've got a little culinary thing. I've got a little bit of sewing. I've got an Airfix model. I've got some painting. I've got a little bit of making something. There's writing a letter to Santa, because I found a calligraphy set and I thought, yeah, let's give it a go. I've got New Year's Eve. It went horribly wrong. It's not going to go wrong, but that's when the video's coming out. So we've got one that went horribly wrong. We've got one that I haven't even started doing yet. Another make, a diamond painting, and I won't tell you what the last day is, but I've really condensed the video. The model that I made on the 3rd day, I don't know how long the video is. Basically the video starts, I just crack on with it. Yeah, it's 16 minutes long, and it's building a ship. That's all I'm going to tell you. But there is a competition running. There is an ulterior motive. They're short videos. I'm trying to get you to watch more of the videos, which will get my views up and it will get my watch time up. I'll explain. You'll see it all on the first video, and you need to watch all of the video to find something hidden in the video. You'll get 12 hidden things. Once you got all 12, you're going to email me, and 2 people will win a 50 quid Amazon voucher or something very close. If you're in America, apparently I can't send an American an Amazon voucher from amazon.co.uk. I'll end up sending them £50 and they'll have to buy something from UK Amazon. So if an American wins, I've got to send them some dollars gift voucher. So I'll work all of that out. I might send like $60 or something like that. If you're Brazilian, I might just have to rig it so make sure the English people win it. Just joking there. I'm not going to do that. You know, I don't rig things. But yeah, there's going to be a grand finale on the 5th of January. And I'm going to be absolutely honest with you. What that grand finale is, I won't know till the end of this week, because if my MOT is cheap, I can build something bigger. And if my MOT is very expensive, then I'm going to have to build something smaller because I won't have the money to buy it. But there is, yeah. Listen, guys, I've gone on too much. And do you know what? I started planning this about 2 months ago when I had tons of time. There's now 5 weeks till Christmas, and 3 of them I haven't even started. One's halfway through, and it's taken me a lot longer than I thought it was going to. One is actually in progress on my desk as we speak, and I can't find it. That's what it is. And I can tell you that is fun. All these people that say egg kits are fun, believe them. I want to buy more. It's been a double-edged sword. I've done things that I've not done before just to see what they're like, and now I want to buy more of them because some of them are actually good fun. But yeah, I'm currently in the progress. It means I've got three scale models in there, but who cares? No, I don't. I have 2 because one of them's getting replaced. Right. Anyway, guys, I'm going to finish the stream now. I need to get some sleep. I need to be up early. Oh, I need to take the food away. I've got 25 minutes to take all the food away in the house because Spirit can't eat tonight because she's having an operation tomorrow. No food after midnight, which I found funny when the vet said that, because if you tell anyone to not eat after midnight, what's the first thing you think of? I'll save you a bit of time, gremlins. So yeah, don't feed your cat after midnight. And she's a little bugger. It wouldn't surprise me if she did turn into a gremlin. But obviously I leave them food down all the time. Dry food is always available for them. So this poor hungry fat cat Shadow is going to be not eating for no reason. So yeah, I need to get a move on. I also need to go to the toilet, but that's another story. So guys, thank you to everyone who's watched any of this show, and a big thank you to the 14 that are watching now. I really appreciate your support. I know I drivel on sometimes. Maybe that's why you watch. Choberton, I thought you were going. I thought you were just flying in. I mean, don't get me wrong, I appreciate seeing you. Okay, Paddy, love the stream. Take care. See you next time. So I am going to finish with telling you that tomorrow at 8 o'clock, just after you've had a cry because you've watched the very last build video of the fire truck, I almost cried myself. No, it's sad. It was the fire truck was a funny one because I've whinged about that so often, but at the same time I've said, oh, this is fantastic. It's not been plain sailing. The parts didn't fit, and the parts didn't make sense, and getting all of that bloody wiring in was hard work. It's nice when they put all these electronics in, but you've got to put the wire in somewhere. But in the end, my highlight was when I was testing all the electronics, and like you press this button and the headlights come on, you press this one and the indicators come on, and then it says press this button for the beacons. Now I thought from the way they read it, it was the emergency lights. What they didn't tell you was A, the sirens come on, and B, the sirens were bloody loud. So you press this button thinking some lights are going to come on, and it just suddenly goes woo woo, and you're like, whoa, that works. So that's probably my favorite moment. If you go back and see the video, and you'll see when I go, wow, that was a genuine first time reaction. Yeah, that was funny. But yeah, so I may switch that to a premiere and watch it with everyone, because, but there is a video coming out next week. I've still got to film it, but I'm going to get my got a brand new camcorder that's coming out, and I'm going to film like a show and tell of it, so we can, because it's so tall you can't see the full benefit of it on this desk. So I've got it in the hallway at the moment. I'll get the ladder out, and then I'll get all the beacons going and everything, and I'll show you the full thing as a show and tell. But tomorrow is, if I don't get a move on, it'll be today. But tomorrow is the last build, issue 77, and sorry, stage 70, because it comes in packs, so I call it stages. Stage 77 and stage 78. So yeah, I might switch that to a premiere. It's gonna, if I do it as a premiere, it's gonna, because I'm not always around at 6 o'clock. So if I feel I've got to watch it at 6 o'clock if I put it to a premiere. So I might do that. Don't be surprised if it comes out as a premiere. Sorry, I'm dancing because I've drunk a lot of coffee today. Decaf, but that still works. Right, so tomorrow 6 o'clock is a fire truck, last one, and then 8 o'clock is a chill and craft. I will be I'm hoping Natasha joins us. I've not seen Natasha in ages. The last video I made, I think the last live was a week ago, and she wasn't able to make it. And then the one before that was well over a week before. So I don't think I've seen her for a couple of weeks. So hopefully, if you're watching this, Natasha, we want to see you tomorrow. We love your work. But I'll be doing some Ecto 1 tomorrow night. I've been looking forward to that. And then Wednesday, there's another live show. But when we start the show, I will post a link in the chat. And if I can A, figure out how to, and B, remember, I'll pin that. Otherwise, I'll just get it going now and again. Right, guys, I really must go. It's really important I get this food up from the cats, because with the food all over there, you know, the cats are messy. So I've actually got to sweep the whole hallway as well. And I've got to get it all done by 12. Otherwise, the vet will tell me off, because I can't lie. If they eat at 12:05 and I go in tomorrow and she says, has she eaten after midnight? I'll go, yes. And then she'll go, you can't have the op. So, and she needs to have it done, because Shadow's getting interest. She's getting to that age where male cats will become interested in her, and Shadow, despite being snipped, is interested. Anyway, too much information. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Thank you, Choberton, for the thumbs up, and Chris for the thumbs up, and the bye Penny, bye everyone, and David JM night, folks. I am going. Take care, guys. Love you all.